Hey, what's up, fam? We're here. It's the anniversary show, 1 year anniversary. We got a whole great lineup for you guys. Lots of special stuff. So stay tuned. Everybody, grab your drink, grab your smoke, whatever your style is. Sit down and relax. We'll be right back. What's up? What's up? Welcome to 49 Faithfully. TL, what's up? Happy anniversary. It's been a year. We're here. We
I
made
know.
it. What's going on? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Can't believe it's been a year already. Yeah, I'm doing good. I just got off of work and I had to rush home to get on the show on time. So yeah, everything is good to go. That's why I got the button up on. So didn't have time to put the Niner gear on, but it's all good.
Don't let him fool you. He dressed up for the celebration. What's up to everybody that's in here? Swan, Throwback, Joel, Mike Ing, Tia, Melissa. Think we're going through. Joey. What's up? What's up? And of course, we know that Breezy's here. He's backstage hiding from you guys. So you guys don't know he's here, but we do. Chrissy, appreciate you guys all coming through. We're gonna bring on our guest in a few minutes, but before we do that, we're gonna start off with a giveaway right off the bat for everybody that's here, all the early birds. So we're gonna do it the same style as usual, the number game. So enter your numbers in the chat, 1 through 100. For those that don't know the game, just enter your number, any number, 1 through 100 in the chat. Make sure nobody else has entered that number, no duplicates. Whoever enters the number first will get that number. So yeah, check and make sure nobody else has entered that number. And then I'll give you guys a few minutes to do that, and we'll do a random number generator. Picks a number. Whoever's the closest to the number will win. So good luck, everybody. We have
Cool.
a lot of giveaways for you guys coming up. The first one is going to be
Got a 49er scarf. So I hope somebody who lives in cold weather can win this gift. It's a nice scarf and yeah, it says 49ers all over it. Got the red and gold. So yeah, I hope whoever good luck to the winner on this.
very nice. We don't know about scarves here in Las Vegas, but
No, not at
Breezy's
all.
already claiming it.
That's mine. Yeah,
So
it's
good
pretty
luck,
nice.
everybody.
Here it is once again.
Very nice. Very
Breezy.
nice.
I know it gets cold in Connecticut, Breezy.
Yep. We had a couple more people come in here. Let's see. Collie, David, Shot J, C, TL's
Denise.
lady. Um,
That's a great
I
number
think
too.
Denise. What's up? What's up, everybody? For those just joining that didn't hear, we've already started our first giveaway. John B, I see you. So get your numbers in the chat. Our first guest coming on will be Nitty Gritty. We have some more joining us. We'll wait for Peachy to get in the building before we bring him up. Give you guys a couple minutes. We appreciate, oh, speak of the devil, there she is. We appreciate you guys all coming to hang out with us. Please make sure that, we have a whole lineup of content creators coming on. So if you guys aren't following them, please make sure that you do that as well. Follow and subscribe to everybody that'll be on here. Spread the love. Spread the love. You guys are spoiled with so many great 49ers content creators out there. And I'm a football fan overall. I'm a 49ers fan, but I do love football. So I follow a lot of teams, check on what other teams are doing, and their content game is not up to ours. Let me just tell you that.
Not even
They have
close
like
either.
5 content creators for, their team. So you guys are very spoiled and lucky. If they don't like those content creators, they don't vibe with them, then they're pretty screwed because they don't have nobody else to watch. You guys get to, have so many great ones. You guys get to see who you vibe with. and, you know,
Yeah.
show the love. I mean, the dream, the little
I mean,
goat.
in the
What's up?
house.
What's up? Get your numbers in. Get your numbers in. We're doing this first giveaway for a scarf, and then we'll get our guests pulled on. Thank you, Denise. We love you too. Much love to
Yeah.
all of you guys. You know, we tell you guys all the time, every episode. We wouldn't be doing this if it weren't for you. Like, we truly, truly appreciate each and every one of you guys.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. I'm sure they're probably tired of us saying it every episode. Like, oh, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. And we really mean that. Like, it's a genuine feel for us.
I don't care if they're tired of it. This is
No, I
my
don't either.
show. I say what I want.
I'm still gonna say it exactly.
Let's just pull on our guests. You guys ready? Peachy, you awake?
What up?
What up? What up? We
You
got half of the nitty gritty crew here.
know
All I
it.
see
What's
is
going
red,
on, fam?
red, 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 red,
I
red
I
rum.
appreciate you guys. I
Yes.
appreciate you guys coming on, celebrating with us. You guys
Happy
know
1 year anniversary. You guys
Happy
rock,
1
and
year.
we're so proud to be here representing for Nitty Gritty, and also just to be here with you guys because you guys are our family, of course. And it's just an amazing experience to have all these content creators, but like Miriah just said, to vibe with certain ones, and we happen to vibe together, and that's what
Yeah.
makes it awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
Hey,
Yeah, man.
Sin.
Love it.
Happy anniversary, guys. I'm so proud of you and what you guys have accomplished in such a short span of time. You know what I'm saying? That means you guys are amongst the greats, and just keep going hard, yo. Like, just keep going hard. If I had any advice to you, just keep it going. I love what you guys are doing. I love the energy. I love the topics. I love the giveaways. I think your connection and your chemistry and your continuity is like, bar none. So keep doing the great work y'all doing, and we got to do a show. Like we got to do a show
Yeah.
together. We got to get these
Absolutely.
schedules popping. Football season is around the corner, so I feel like during football season it'd be a great time for all of us to come together. Be like a
Yeah, that sounds
tailgate.
good.
Yep. I appreciate it. You guys are a big part in why I started doing this. I know, like any questions I've had throughout, I know like I can turn to Breezy, like it's just like that, obviously I'm a proud, family member, a stepchild, whatever.
Nah, you just a cousin.
Even
That's
Yeah.
representing right here, look,
Yeah.
yeah,
whatever
you're a
side
cousin.
it's on,
You're a
nitty gritty
cousin.
right here. Like,
Right.
I ride for you guys always. You guys know that. And yeah, I couldn't have started this anniversary show off, celebrating us, where we're at right now, and not have you guys here, especially as the first guest, because you guys have a huge part into this. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you guys being here.
I will say this to you guys. Obviously I seen you Breeze on Nothing But Niners and stuff like that. Then you guys started your own show, and then you brought on Peachy, and you brought on Moles and all this stuff. And I was just like, man, but I really felt like family last year
Mhm.
when we did the draft, the Trey Lance draft. We'll always be forever connected for that. Because you guys did live shows throughout the draft, and I was
Yep.
there for all 3 days. And I never forget because Breezy was like, I think you had either a wedding or something on day 3, and Peach had to do it on her own.
Yes.
Mhm.
And I specifically set my alarm so I can go on there so Peach didn't have to be by herself.
And I
That's
will
what's up.
never, ever in my whole entire life forget that. And I tell Breezy that all the time. Like my dude TL, like he held me down and he made sure that I was not alone doing that
Yep.
by myself.
Yeah.
I
So
will
yeah,
never
so
forget that.
so I
Absolutely.
appreciate that. So yeah, that's when I
Yeah.
really felt like family. And then
Right.
and then I
Yes.
picked up on Breezy from the airport. I know this is
Mhm.
a family show, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I popped
I
his
loved
Jack
it.
in the Box cherry.
Yo,
He
yo, bro.
he was like I picked him up from the airport. I said, "Where do you want to eat, bro?" He's like, "I don't care. I'm just hungry." I said, "You know what? You ever been to Jack in the Box?" He said, "Nope." I go, "That's where we're going."
That's where we went.
Took him to Jack in the Box. He ate, and I was the first one to ever take him there. So yeah, and I got
Yeah,
to meet my
man.
brother. I got to meet my brother in person that night for the first time. So yeah.
Listen, that was an experience because first of all, I didn't know where the hell to go. Remember, I went to the wrong parking lot.
Yeah. I remember.
So everything was perfect too, right? Because I met Marshawn Lynch, I met Frank Thomas, all because I went to the wrong pickup
the wrong
spot.
places.
Right. So
Right.
when I got to Teran, he was way down at the end. I had to walk like 10 miles to get to him because he was already past everything. He would have to turn all the way back around. And then the heat in Vegas was like, man, who smacked me in the mouth with the heater, yo. It was hot. It was hot. And I think I had on hot clothes too, because I came from the East Coast. So I had on some warmer clothes. I was like, never, ever again. I'm coming bucket naked next time I get on that airplane, bro. Vegas is hot.
Yeah.
And think how it feels right now. It wasn't even hot here yet.
That was April.
That was April.
That was April. This is August, so you can just imagine what's cracking now. So yeah. That's hilarious. But yeah, no, I had to park all the way at the end because you know how it is, Miriah, at the Las Vegas airport. If you don't keep it moving, you have to, they got security, you got the flashlight cops, keep it moving. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna park all the way to the front so they will leave me alone.
You was chilling too, bro. You had the jams pumping, bro. You had the vibes. And I was just like, yo, man, where you at, yo? What happened was I got on the wrong train. I was listening to somebody and not paying attention. I was probably on my phone. And I heard which train to get on, and I thought it was the right train. And that's when I met Frank Thomas. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't care at that point.
Yeah.
I was And then when I got off the train, I started walking down to the carousel, and I think I had a Peachy. I said, yo, Peachy, what airline did I fly on? Because they both came from New York. So I thought I flew on Delta. I clearly flew JetBlue, which was not even in that terminal. That's when I met Marshawn Lynch.
He had a rough time when he got there.
I was so happy to eat that Jack in the Box, bro. Like that junk went down. I don't even think I tasted it. I don't even remember what it tasted like.
You know what's so funny? Yeah.
Hold on before you get into a way off topic because we're on a time schedule here. I want to say what's up to everybody else that's joined real quick. Tony, I appreciate you. Polo, Ty. I thought I saw one more person. Rohan, appreciate you, little bro, coming through. Corey. Let's see. Mike's in the building. Lake City Fresh. Bryant. I feel like I skipped somebody, but go ahead. Continue.
Oh, no. I'll make it quick because I know we got to go, and I know we got to see who won that scarf. I'm sorry, Breeze. I didn't even see you put a number in there. But anyway.
I'm 38 special, baby. That scarf
this
is
before we get into the topics, I just want to say this is how much me and Breezy were connected. This is no lie. We had on the same 49er hat.
Same hat.
And we both had Kyrie Irving's on. Both our shoes were Kyrie Irving's. It was hilarious.
I didn't even know. I was told I gotta watch my mouth on the show. My bad, Fernando. What'd I say? Bucket naked? Man, everybody should know what that means by now. Should I have said birthday suit?
I think he's just giving you a hard time because he knows that I drop the F-bombs all the time. So this is definitely not the show.
Exactly.
Not the show to be watching your mouth on. So,
okay. All right.
For those that just came late, make sure you guys enter your numbers. We're starting off with the giveaway 49er scarf. I'll give you guys one more minute for you late people to get in there.
Giving them like a day to put their numbers in. We do 30 seconds. We put the minute 30 second clock on. We be like, yo, y'all better get this while y'all can get it. It's going hot cakes.
Yeah, but guys, it's again, it's a blessing to just be here and to be asked to do this. Yeah. Like, I know we're family. Like, I knew Miriah told me about, like, I knew that this is going to happen. And I was like, me and Miriah are pretty tight anyway. But I needed this after my day from hell yesterday. It's really crazy. So I'm just blessed to be here. Just put it that way. I'm blessed to still be here to be able to do content creating and to be a part of this. So, cool. Like I said, I am.
So I got a couple questions for you guys. Couple 49er related questions, couple, other questions. I'll throw them out there, and TL, if you want to go ahead and answer now too. since there's only two of them in this little
Yeah.
section. You can go ahead and give your answers as well. So it's been a kind of crazy, off season, preseason, last season, craziness. So if you've been anywhere in Twitterverse today, it's definitely, the craziness hasn't stopped. So with that being said, I want to get your guys' expectations for this season. What realistic expectations are. What you guys, after everything that you've seen. Me, I'm not worried. That's what preseason games are for. That's what training camp is for. Once if we start seeing this happen during the season, all this craziness, okay,
Right.
then it's time to start worrying. For me, like other people obviously are worried and whatnot. But what are your guys' expectations for this season coming up with Trey Lance as our starting quarterback?
I'll go first. I had the 49ers going 12-5. I still have the 49ers going 12-5. Preseason, somebody had brought up something. It might have been Breezy. I can't remember if they brought it up on the Overreaction show last night or where I heard it. But Detroit literally went undefeated in the preseason, and that's the year that they went 0-16. So the preseason means nothing. The refs were also told to call, things and to do, different things in the preseason to try to, balance out things to kind of see what they were going to do and all this stuff like this. I actually have the 49ers coming out of the NFC West. I really feel more strongly about that actually, because watching what we've had to watch in preseason, not even close. Is not, I mean, the O-line that's been out there is not the O-line that is going to be. And then I saw a stat, and forgive me, I don't know who posted it, about Trey's stats for the preseason that I saw out there. His average stats were actually really good. And that is with the busted O-line that we've had out there the whole time that he's been out there. So I am very, very optimistic about Trent and getting everybody out there. And then not to mention when we get our actual defense out there, like when we get those guys out there and everybody. So I'm even more excited about this season just by watching, everything. I still have us going 12-5. Like, I've not changed that. That's my opinion.
I'm so glad preseason is over with.
Me too.
Because the way everybody was trying to measure performances from players without like the actual starting units out there on the field, on the offensive and defensive side, it was a little bit like, please just shut the front door. Like,
Thank you.
Like, we just want to see where we need to improve on. That's what preseason is about, right?
Yeah.
We're going to test some things. I'm sitting here before the show and I'm sitting here watching the film and I'm sitting here saying, oh my gosh, like when you watch film, you don't see 90% of what you see in film on TV. Like, it's totally different. And so when you watch the film, you get all the context. You're like, okay, bam. And I know a lot of people are down on, certain players, Trey Sermon, Trey Lance is getting a lot of like today was Trey Lance, we're going to beat you up day.
Absolutely. Everywhere.
It was ridiculous. I'm like, the dude finished 7 for 11. Oh, well, he couldn't score a TD on the Texans. Okay. He also played only 3 drives. So as he got into a rhythm, he probably would have scored 2 or 3 TDs against Houston, just like Davis Mills got into a rhythm, got helped by a few penalties, ended up putting up another touchdown. First touchdown was all Damian Pierce. We couldn't stop the run. But, not to recap the game, my expectations for the 49ers this season are just for them to go out there, execute, and stop making dumbass mistakes. If the 49ers don't make mistakes, they're fine. They can make mistakes. Don't make the dumbass ones. It's a big difference. And then as far as the offensive line is concerned, guys, we know it's a problem. We knew it was a problem the minute we lost Alex Mack. Everybody gasped for air when we lost Alex Mack. We needed Alex Mack. We were so souped on having Alex Mack. We didn't care about Laken Tomlinson.
Right.
It was Alex Mack. Now that Mack is gone, Tomlinson is gone. Now we're starting to see like the offensive line is going to struggle. And I'm glad Trent Williams wasn't out there last night for the simple fact that I want to see who's going to back up these guys. Guys get hurt. And if that happens, it just didn't look too well. But again, I'm going back watching the film, and it doesn't look as bad as it seems. And I was talking with Tony earlier from Nothing But Niners, and when they put out the PFF stats on the offensive line, the players and things like that, the grades were really low. Aaron Banks, Spencer Burford, and he was like, this tells us something, right? And I was like, yeah, it does, but the offensive line was still trash. I don't care what it tells us, the offensive line looked really bad. But you know what they're lacking? Continuity. And they're gonna have 17 days, like Kyle Shanahan, to try to get into shape. And once they do that, then we can really, like Peachy said earlier, if this carries on into the season, I still give it 4 weeks. You still need real season live reps. So within the first 4 weeks, luckily we're playing the Bears. Luckily we're playing the Seahawks. Then we got to travel out to Denver, and then we face the Rams. I think those are our first 4 games. It's we can either be. I think we'll either go 3-1, or there's a possibility we go 2-2. I would say 400 with this offensive line is a win. Because after that, the continuity will be there. They can get into a rhythm, and then boom and take off and finish. Peachy said 12-5. I can't remember if I said a 12-5 or 11-6, but my expectations are.
I think it's 11-6.
That's what I said.
But that's still good. I mean, that can still win you the division.
My expectations are for them to just go out and just execute.
Right.
They did not execute properly in this last preseason game. And even though I wrote an article about the good, the bad, and the ugly today for 49ers Web Zone, it's still preseason. So you're going to probably have more ugly and bad than good.
Right. One small thing, T, just real quick.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Per KMBR on Twitter, the 49ers are reaching out to teams about the O-line. So they do realize they got a problem. So I guess they are going to look into maybe doing something with the O-line. So that's good. That's good. And if this preseason did one thing, thank God, to bring that out, that we need to do that, then hey, hallelujah. I'm glad, because what is that you said, Breezy? If one thing that you wanted it to bring out is how bad that O-line depth is, that is a great thing, because then the 49ers might wake up and realize that we need to do something about it.
Yeah, I mean, people, they sometimes you just got to fall hard on your behind.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's about how you recover. How do you recover from it? All right, we we were bad. Let's try to find a way to fix it. It's going to be difficult, though. It's not going to be hard to pick up somebody off of, people don't drop good offensive line players.
Yeah.
And now you're talking about trading. So either you giving up picks for a good value. I mean, I know Isaiah Wynn is out there, and if Isaiah Wynn is out there, the 49ers might want to try to do just about everything they can to go get Isaiah Wynn to play right tackle for the 49ers, because you get Wynn and Trent, and then I'm good. And Mike McGlinchey can rest. Like, he can be whatever. Like, I don't care. But the issue, I know a lot of people are like, oh, you said you weren't worried about the offensive line. I wasn't worried about the offensive line, because my thoughts, we were going to have Mike McGlinchey and Trent Williams, and I thought everybody else can find themselves. I don't know the status of Mike McGlinchey. Y'all know the status of Mike McGlinchey? It ain't looking good.
Yeah, TL, before you go, looks like Shot J won the scarf. Congratulations. One was 69. For the giveaways that when you see TL, so most of the giveaways TL will have over there. So you guys will need to message your address to him, please, on Twitter.
Yeah, Shot, you just hit me up on my DMs. Tell me, give me your information, and I'll mail the stuff out ASAP. I'm gonna try to get it mailed out next week sometime.
Boom.
Yeah.
I want to say what's up before you go. We had a bunch of more people roll in, so I want to make sure we show appreciation to them, because that's why we're here. So what's up to Cheese, Nick? We got both the guys. We got all of Locker Room Rant in the building. We appreciate you guys pulling through, Nick and Tony.
They got jokes out there.
We got Ryan from No Border Sports. What's up? And he said that you put on a fancy shirt for us.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah, so
He
congrats,
went
and we'll
executive
have
on this
TL
show,
go.
bro.
Yeah.
TL went executive on this show. He
Well,
was like, I got
I tried to get comfortable. So we just came back to the office August 24th. So now I
gotcha.
was working remote for a year. Now I'm back at the office. So I got to put on the, Dockers and what I'm talking about. But anyway,
Mhm.
so anyway, I'm going to keep it short because I know we're on a time constraint and stuff, but I'm going to go 11-6. That was my projection for a while. And I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but I've been worried about O-line since we lost Tomlinson. I've been beating that drum on getting this offensive line fixed as
You
much as
have.
I loved it.
You
Remember, I
have.
have.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
even
have.
when we're at the Drake, remember when we picked Drake
You,
Jackson? I was like, why did we go offensive line? I
you
love
have.
Drake Jackson.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, he was a great pick. I just know playing fullback in high school, I know when you have problems with that offensive line, it's an issue. I don't care how great your players are, your skill players. If you don't have protection, it's an issue. Period. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be positive though. I think we're gonna be okay. I like Burford. I think Banks gonna be okay. I like
Mhm.
Breezy said. I think it's gonna take a while for us to get that continuity, and that was my worry. I said before, it's like I think the reason why I was beating the drum for the offensive line is because we already got a 22-year-old quarterback who's going to have
Mhm.
his bumps and bruises.
Mhm.
Now you're talking about three new offensive linemen, so you're looking at four players on offense that we have to worry about going through bumps and bruises. That was my issue,
Right.
and I'm not upset, but I'm a little irritated that they put a better line in front of Jimmy G than they did for the first
They
year
did.
quarterback.
You should be
Mhm.
upset.
Tomlinson, Alex
Yep.
Mack. I mean, three Pro Bowlers on that offensive line, and now we got one. So that
But
bothers me.
Thank you
But
for
go
saying
ahead,
that.
Breezy. Go ahead, Breezy.
I think you should be upset for that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are coming out and saying, you see, y'all said that Trey could do this, whatever, Jimmy, blah, blah, blah. I was like, bro, and I can't remember who it was that comment. I
Mhm.
think it was Jason Aponte. He was like, and he started naming Jimmy's offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So
Mhm.
like people
Yep.
don't want to factor in the context that Jimmy's O-line was better and he still struggled. Now hear me out.
Exactly.
I just want to say this in a
Mhm.
preseason game, in the last preseason game, I hate that word. The trajectory of Trey
Trajectory.
Lance was up.
Yeah.
It was going up. It started slow. He went he went 1 for 3 and then like ended
Mhm.
7 for 11.
Yeah.
Imagine if he would have stayed in the game and got acclimated to the
Oh
game.
yeah.
I'm not saying that the offensive line play got better, but Trey adapted and adjusted. So if the offensive line is going to struggle, Trey has the ability to be like, all right, I gotta get the ball out quicker. I gotta get my
Mhm.
steps. I gotta step to the side quicker. I gotta do this quicker. You know what I'm saying? And so at least he has that cognitive ability to understand, because I'm gonna tell you right now, if the 49ers can't run the ball, I don't care who's playing quarterback back there, and any quarterback would struggle. And that
Yeah.
should be the focus. And they could not push the defensive line in that preseason game. And that was one of my issues. They could not push. And so when I'm like, Trey Sermon struggled. Yeah, I understand Jeff Wilson Jr. had three carries for 16 yards, but he struggled on the first carry. Like he didn't get the push he needed. So all the running backs need that offensive line. And I thought that the offensive line would be better in the run game. I thought the issue was pass protection, which it is. It just wasn't as good in the run game. But Trey was able to adapt, and you saw his stuff start to go up. So I'm just saying, if the kid had more time in the game, which we all want him to come out, don't get it twisted.
Yep.
If he had more time, Trey Lance would have drove that ball down that field easily.
Right.
Yeah, you're right. And before Miriah,
Mhm.
before you go, I think from all four of us, I can speak for all four of us. If we had Trent Williams, Laken Thompson, and Alex Mack, I don't think we would be worried at all.
No, the
Mm-mm.
worry was
Not at
would be-
all.
They wouldn't even. We wouldn't have
Yeah.
them.
At all. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Agree. What's up, KP? Appreciate you stopping in. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
So the next thing I have for you guys is, and it's funny, Breezy, the very first thing that you came on was and said was, one piece of advice that you wanted to give, but that's actually my question. So I need another piece of advice. What's your piece of advice you would give to, other content creators? And it doesn't have to necessarily be people that are in the game. It can be, they're already involved in it, or maybe, they're on the fence about, coming over to this side. For those that don't know, Breezy officially went to doing this at, full time. So, I think there's a lot, especially since you guys have been doing this for, longer than us. I think there's a lot that people can learn from you guys. I know when I first, talked about doing this, I was kind of like, okay, I'm going to do it. And then, I just got into my own head. So much questions started building up. Like, what if this happens? What if that happens? What, and it just kept, getting longer and longer the time in between. And I'm just like, okay, I just got to do it, So kind of what's your guy, like a piece of advice or something that you guys have for the people out there that, and even, involved in it already, because even, yeah, it's already been a year, but like, people don't realize until you're doing this what a grind it is. It's a lot of hard work behind the scenes. Like to get prep for a show, like a lot goes into everything that I had to do to prepare for these shows, get questions done, the artwork, everything. Like I do that all myself. Like I ain't paying somebody else to do that shit. Like that's something I have to do all myself, like all that. So like a lot of freaking hard work goes into this shit, especially when you're working a full-time job as well, with it. So yeah, a piece of advice you have for the people out there.
You got to find a way, and it's hard. Even for me, you got to find a way to stay consistent. I think consistency means everything, especially when you're doing live shows. People look to see you at a certain time on a certain day. And once they start seeing you starting to renege on that, like they'll start to take you not seriously. So I remember struck me when I first came into this. I was trying to do I wanted to talk about everything. Like I wanted to talk about movies, food, whatever, cars, I don't know, clothing. I wanted to do it all. And it was overwhelming. And I started to burn myself out. And I was like, I got to figure out what it is that I'm going to do, and something that I know I'm passionate about, and something that I know that I can be consistent about. And even with my schedule, it's still hard to be consistent. So I would advise anybody, if you're going to get into content creating, if you're already in content creating, find a way to stay consistent. Put your dates, put your stuff in your calendars. If you're and here comes with the word consistency, communication, right? So if you're not going to be able to do a show on the day and time that you said you're going to be able to do it, communicate it, because everybody out there is they're your support, right? And you don't want to turn your support off, whether you're getting paid to do this or not. I just love when the number pops up and it just says a certain amount of people are watching. I don't care less if you contribute or not. It's just your contribution is showing up. It feels good to be seen, and knowing that that's that reciprocation that I get when I'm sitting there yelling at somebody in the chat, or Peachy's cursing somebody out in the chat, or everybody's just having that spiel, because everybody in the chat is the reason why we're here in the first place. Sometimes I don't even want to talk 49er football. I just want to talk. And so you guys are the reasons why we do this. And I'm talking to everybody out there that's watching. So make sure that us as content creators, us as whatever it is that we're doing, we stay consistent, because we owe that to them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
That's great advice. And me and Miriah told people our last episode, it's like, there's so much stuff going on. There's so many content creators. You can be doing anything else with your life right now. You can be hanging out with your family. You can be going to a movie, wherever the case may be. But the fact that you chose to spend the time to sit and watch my show, that means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Right. Correct. I would say that the most important thing to me, and for anybody who truly knows me, be true to yourself. People can point out when you are fake. People can point out when you are not keeping it 100, when you are not being real, because people go back and they look at things that content creators do, and they will bust you out if you say one thing and then a couple of months later, like you are, completely flipped, and you know what I'm saying, and completely on the other side, and act like you never were on that side. I know that, things change, according to what, happens or whatever, but just keep it 100, always be for real. That's one thing that Nitty Gritty Niners prides their self on. And that's what the Faithful Lead Pod prides their self on as well. And and we just, that's one thing that people can never say about us. They can never say that we're fake. They might not agree with it and they may not like it, but we keep our opinions 100, and so definitely that's my most important thing that I would say. If you're going to do that, just keep it real.
That's some awesome advice.
Yep.
I like it.
What's up, DJ Malone, Pinor, Tanya? I see you. I hope you have a safe flight. Tanya's flying into
Into
Vegas.
huh?
Yeah.
Pioneer, I heard choosing violence.
I know. I love it.
I did too.
Fantastic.
Breezy has to run in a few. So before you go, let me get you this last question. Give me a bold prediction for this season, and then I'll send you on your way.
Whoo! Bold prediction for the season. The 49ers will have 5 all-pro players by the end of the season. Bam.
Nice. That's a good one. That's a good one to end on. Breezy, I appreciate you.
I'll let y'all know who those 5 players are.
All right. Okay. Sounds good.
I appreciate you so much for coming through. I know you're a busy man. But yeah, I love you. It's nothing but love. You'll forever be my brother.
I still see red. Whoa.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. I love y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. Like Peachy said, keep being authentic, and don't forget, man, keep being consistent, man. You guys are on your way. Love you guys. Peace.
Thanks,
appreciate
Breezy.
that. Thank you, Breezy.
All right, Peachy. Bold prediction. What you got for us?
Okay, here's one that's going to blow everybody away. I believe at the end of the season that Trey Lance is going to be in the running for MVP.
Let's talk about it. I already put my little pennies on it.
Because I believe that Trey Lance is going to throw over 4,000 yards this year. And I believe that he is going to rush for at least over 1,000 yards. I believe that he's going to rush for over 1,000. I believe that he's going to throw for over 4,000. It is not hard these days to throw for over 4,000. So people are like, oh, you're crazy. He's not going to. Man, the goal right now, it should be like 5,000 yards. I mean, it is nothing in this NFL now if you guys go back and look at all the quarterbacks that throw for over 4,000 yards, it's not difficult anymore like it used to be. It's definitely not. So Vegas, is starting to believe in him, and I believe in it too. And I believe that with some of the defenses that I'm looking at, I do believe that it's definitely going to be possible for Trey to have a lot of 300-yard games out here this year. And with us having the extra game as well, I see some 400-yard games coming. Some of these, I'm telling you. That's my bold prediction.
That's a good one. I definitely, I for one, some might find that a big bold prediction, but I think that's definitely possible. And like I said, I had already bet on that way before the freaking preseason, way before training camp, way before OTAs. Like as soon as Vegas put the odds out there, I had already bet on it. So.
Yes.
Let's have them enter their numbers for the next giveaway, and we'll have them start doing that. Okay. Drop your numbers. Good. What's the next item for give? What do we got next?
Next item, we have a 49er license plate and magnet to go with it. So it's a 2 for 1.
So need that.
So let me show you guys real quick.
Nice.
Ooh, I need that so bad. Okay. So let's see.
Very nice. Good luck, everybody. Enter your numbers in the chat, 1 through 100. I already see duplicates in there. So Joel and Peachy, I already have duplicates.
I choose another number.
Yeah. And Joel, enter another number.
I am. Dang. I'll see.
Good luck to everybody. Get those numbers in there. TL, bold prediction. What you got for us?
Bold prediction is, and I'm going to place a bet on this because the odds are like 10 to 1. I'm going to say the Niners finish with the number 1 scoring offense.
Woo!
And nice. I just saw that $100 will win you 1,000.
I like
So
Very
that.
nice.
I'm getting down on that ASAP. So
I
yeah,
like that.
I like that number one scoring offense. I believe that we can do it.
Woof. That would
I
be
like that
something, I
too
tell
because
you.
yeah, that's been like my biggest, gripe if I had to pick one, besides special
Mhm.
teams the last few years is that, for us having this offensive genius play caller and everything, like we struggle to put up points at times, like we don't score a lot of points. We don't score a lot of touchdowns. So that's
Hmm.
definitely something, I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, I
I
want
feel
that.
like
I want that
Kittle
to
gets a
happen.
lot of hate because he don't score enough touchdowns, and the same can be said for pretty much every wide receiver on the team. But like at the end of the day, is it their fault?
Mhm.
Like, I
Yeah.
feel like they're not even given
Yeah,
the opportunities to catch passes like
absolutely.
in the red
No, you're
zone.
right.
So
Yeah, because I just hope that people, what killed me today on Twitter more than anything, guys, was it's like you guys really do not like people don't understand. Kyle didn't show nothing in this preseason, like nothing,
yeah,
like nothing at all. So anything that they saw in preseason, like you're not going to see that week one, like none of that. There was no installs, there was nothing. Now practicing now, like going forward, like when they start practicing for the real thing, that's when you're going to see the installs,
Yeah.
and all the real stuff. But as far as Kyle showing anything, that everybody should know better than that. Kyle's never done that in preseason. It's basically just winging it out there. People were asking, how come Trey didn't run more to do whatever? Because Kyle didn't want him to.
yeah,
He he didn't want him to do that. He had specific things that he wanted him to do. Another thing, if we hadn't got that PI call, we would have had a touchdown. So I
Yeah.
mean, it wouldn't have been scoreless, and it could have possibly changed the game. But what you guys had said earlier about the Texans, all those penalties and all that stuff, that's how they managed to get in the end zone like that fast and
Yeah.
everything. I mean, it's not like they just like balled out there. I mean, they got so many gimmies. Like I put that on Twitter. I was like, of course, because it's against the 49ers. Of course,
Yeah.
they're gonna
yeah.
they're gonna just do everything. Like it
The
doesn't
penalties
matter.
were like outrageous yesterday.
Right.
Like, oh my
Yes.
god! Every time I looked up, like I was streaming the game, with Mike, nothing but Niners over there, and every time I would look up, like it was a freaking flag on the field. I'm like, I can't freaking believe this shit. Like that needs to be cleaned up. Like I don't give a shit who's out there. You can't be having all those fucking penalties.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, but yeah, so I think that's what aggravated me the most. The media, it's like Kyle, I think he made a statement not too long ago about that and said, media is the one that feeds all this craziness, and puts all these lies and stuff out there and causes the fans to go crazy is the media because they're out there putting all this crap out there that's not true. Like, everybody today is talking about, that's why the 49ers, are holding on to Jimmy Garoppolo because, they might need to think about that. That was the plan all along. That was all this stuff. I was like, are you serious? Because, like I said, if he would have balled out, then it'd be like, oh, it's just a preseason game.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody cares. But because he didn't, because we didn't score and it was a blowout or whatever, then they're like, oh, I told you, I think Trey might need another year. I think he might need to, wait like maybe one more year, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, what are we doing?
People are calling him a bust already.
Yes.
Like he hasn't even played in a freaking regular season yet. Like, oh my god! Still, we had so many starters out yesterday.
It's so
it's
ridiculous.
Like he played in it like what 3 freaking series? Like what the? Oh my god! People are so ridiculous.
I had a guy at work today. Of course, he couldn't wait to see me because he knows I'm a diehard Niners fan. Talking about Brock Purdy might be the one to start the season off, and he looks better. And I'm just like, dude, just get out of my face. Like, come on, bro. Like,
are you talking about the one that threw a pick? Didn't he throw a pick last night?
With Brock Purdy?
Somebody threw a pick last night.
I don't know if it was him or not. Yeah.
Somebody threw 2 and another one threw 1. I thought we had 3.
Yeah, there was several picks out there last night. So are you talking about that?
Every time Purdy would lead us down there, he would throw a pick. It's like
I was just like,
the game before he leads us down there and fumbles the snap and shit. It's like, what? Yeah, that's what we need. We already had that.
Yeah, it's
when I saw
crazy.
that on Twitter, when they showed that one where the only one that was out there blocking, and it looked like Trey was the only one out there
Yeah, I
blocking,
saw that.
and I'm like, but it's Trey's fault that he couldn't score, but he's the one that's out here blocking. Like
No,
he's the
Trey,
quarterback. He
DJ,
ends up
Trey
out there
didn't throw.
blocking.
Trey didn't throw an interception yesterday.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
Purdy threw 2 and
Yeah.
Sudfield threw 1.
Mhm.
Trey didn't throw an interception. And
It
I
was
even
just
said that to Mike,
unfunny.
like they'll see, oh, there was 3 interceptions thrown, and Trey will get blamed for that, even though he didn't even fucking throw one. You know, like,
Right.
oh, look
It'll-
at San
it'll
Francisco
be
throwing
his fault.
interceptions. Yeah,
Right.
like
It's Trey's fault.
Yeah. All right,
Crazy.
Peachy.
All right.
Thank you for
I'll let
coming,
you get out
Peachy.
of here.
Absolutely.
I know it's late over there, and you just got off work, so
Yes.
Is it
Having
7:30
just
or
walked in the
8:30?
door and jumped on here. It's 8:30.
It's 8:30. Oh yeah, because you're Eastern Tennessee, huh?
Yeah. And I just walked in the door and jumped on here because I couldn't miss you guys. But happy anniversary. It's been fun. I'm here anytime you guys need me. You know, all Mariah's got to do is just, hey, we need you on here, and I'm here. But you guys have a good night, and I'll be in the chat bugging the hell out of everybody.
All right. Thank you so much, Peachy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love you. All right. So we got already a full backstage right now. So we'll pull them on right now. Everybody, make sure you have your numbers in. We're about to draw the winner for that. But in case, somebody didn't get their numbers in, I'll give you a few more seconds as I pull these next wonderful guests on stage here. We have for you Mike from Nothing But Niners. Welcome to the party.
How's everybody doing tonight, huh?
Doing good, doing good. Thank you for joining us.
No problem.
We had Denise,
Hey,
my
Denise.
sister.
What up?
Appreciate
From
you joining us.
Arizona?
The Arizona sister, the all cap sister. Next, we got Melissa, our East Coast sister.
Melissa, my sister. What's
What's
up?
up,
Jersey
Izzy?
in the building.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the party. I appreciate
Hey,
you guys joining
since
us.
it is your anniversary show, I brought something down from my room just because I needed to show it off.
Okay.
All right.
Bam.
49er fans,
One of the very
welcome.
first gifts I gave from this channel for being one of the first 2 subscribers to the channel. So thank you for being a day
And
one.
just like I told you, Mariah,
Thank
I
you,
put the
Izzy.
thing on the back.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, the Devo on the yeah.
That's a true day one of the first subscribers to the channel.
That's right.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys joining us. I tried to, obviously, I couldn't get every person that, we've had as guests on this show tonight. So, it's hard. I would have loved to have everybody on here, but unfortunately, we just don't have the time or any of that, so.
Damn, I feel like a rock star being in your guys' presence. Shit.
But everybody that
Oh,
I
stop
did
it,
bring on
Denise.
were people that contributed to us making it this one year, and had some part, whether everybody was on the show, so of course that was a big part, but just support behind the scenes, whether that's the continued support on Twitter, sharing things. I have chats with all of you guys, private chats and everything. So there's always that communication going. So, I truly appreciate each and every one of you guys. And I'm so glad that you guys can be here to share this time with us. Before I start with what we have for you guys and let you guys talk, let's go ahead and get this giveaway out of the way. I'll go ahead and pick the winner for that. And then we'll get on to y'all.
And
Show the
hopefully
gifts
it's
once
me.
again. 49er license plate.
Good luck to all the contestants.
Good luck. Good luck.
And we also
Can I
have a
get
magnet
2
to go with
seconds?
it.
I have to go deal with a really cranky
Yep.
poodle.
Yep.
93.
93.
Oh, definitely not me.
Let's see who we have.
I was not even close.
Some days it'll be like always pick all high numbers. That thing's like crazy. What
I see
was
an
the number?
81.
It was 93.
Oh,
The
okay.
highest I've seen is 81 so far. I see a 99 in here
I
though.
see a
I see
99.
too. Um,
Of course, Pinor with the 55,000.
I think 99.
I think
Right?
99 is the winner.
Of course.
Congratulations.
Of course, that's the winner. Tia,
Is it
she
Tia
wins.
again?
She
Oh
wins
my
all the
God.
gifts. She's the number one winner of this podcast right now. It was John V, but
Congratulations.
Tia's taken over. Congrats.
Congratulations, Tia. Go ahead and hit me in my DMs on Twitter and with your information. I'll go ahead and mail this out to you next week.
What's up, Brandon? Everybody else,
up,
I'm
B?
trying to say what's up to everybody as they come in, but I'm probably skipping people.
What's
Jared,
up, family?
Emiliano, appreciate everybody that's coming through. So yeah, I pretty much, had the same questions as the last panel for y'all. We'll start off with what you're, after everything that we've seen, leading up to this point, what your expectations are for this season. How do you think we're going to do? Do you still have confidence in Trey Lance to lead this team where we need to go? Or are you ready to call him a bust and go back to Jimmy G?
If anybody on this panel actually wants to go back to 10, I'd be shocked. Let's be honest.
That's why I threw that in there. Whoever
You'd be
wants to
surprised,
start.
man. The way they were talking on the live broadcast, you would think that the Niners and Jimmy have to be this inseparable pair, right? But I mean, if we're going to be honest with ourselves, guys, like it's exactly what Kyle said in the offseason, right? We saw what we had with Jimmy Garoppolo. We also saw what we didn't have, and that's what we're in pursuit of. We want a little bit more than what Jimmy was giving us. There's nothing wrong with wanting more, right? The job of the scouts and all that is to improve the team position by position. And so that also includes the quarterback position. All 53 players are replaceable. If they find better, they should pursue better and attain it. And that's just the way it is. Me personally, I'm thinking the Niners are still winning 12 to 13 games this year.
Yeah. Melissa?
I thought yesterday was necessary. I mean, nobody wants to be the one that gets shut out. They want to give the shutouts, but Kyle doesn't really like preseason, and you kind of tell from the comments they were making about him being interviewed on the sideline and stuff. Like he has done this before. Week 1 last year, he put Trey in some weird formations to do certain runs that we all thought was like crazy, and we all called him out in it. I think even Denise called him out, and she hates calling out Kyle. But like, it was to test them. It was to see how they would do from being underneath. It was to test them to see how they would bounce back when things aren't perfect. Like, I mean, Brock Purdy choked the last series, but like that's what they were after yesterday. So yeah, you want to get angry, you want to be pissed off, you want to call people a bust, but like it's crazy to me. Like, we all know we're not going to go undefeated. We're all not going to have like perfect games, and it's just like every time we get a loss or it's just something goes like a little screwy, everyone's now calling Spencer Burford a bust. Like they're asking why we got this guy or why we're trying to start this guy. Like, one bad game, one like ticky-tacky like calls and stuff, like that doesn't wipe away all the good we've seen from this guy. Like, so everyone just like, I understand it. You can vent, you can be angry, you can be whatever the hell you want to be, but at the same time, you gotta chillax, not let it all ruin what we've had so far this year. So that's my best advice to everybody, and that's how I feel.
Yeah, and before you go, Denise, like that's the funny thing about it, right? Is that people forget like the real game action, the good things that we've seen from him. It's like, if he does good in the game and then he goes and has a crappy practice, well, now all of a sudden, oh, he's shit. Look what he did. It's like,
oh my God, that was the worst thing. The Trey percentage stalkers all over Twitter that would like say he's only like 11 of 14 for this, or he only did this during camp. Like, oh, that's so annoying.
He's 50% throwing 50% in training camp. Like, yeah, you're supposed to be trying passes that, you don't know if you can complete or not. Like, that's the whole point of training camp. Like, I don't know why all of a sudden this turned into that training camp and preseason is what we're basing a guy's whole fucking career off of, like it's crazy. Like, I can't wait for it just to all be over. Denise, what you got for us?
Okay, let's cut to the chase. Everybody on Twitter is losing their effing mind. Okay, Denise, by the way, didn't say anything because Denise was at a concert last night. I didn't even watch the game. So I watched everybody flip out on Twitter. I was at a concert and all I did was like run upstairs. And by the way, let me be the one to tell you, my ass is out of shape because I ran up those stairs to find out what was going on with the 49ers game. And I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, I need to get back to the gym, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, Denise needs to go to the gym. So anyways, off topic. But so I get up there so I could get some service on my phone. And I was like, what's going on in the game? I got to know. So I look and I'm like, holy shit, we lost? I'm like, we didn't even score any points? I'm like, holy. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, oh my God. So then I go to Twitter and I'm like, okay, I said, I just need a quick like recap. Like, and everybody is like, Trey sucks. You know, this sucks, that we suck. Like, we suck. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, okay. Like, I guess we suck. I'm like, what? So here's my thing. First of all, and I heard this on Twitter today too, which, so by the way, in case you missed it, everybody has sources, which just kills me, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
So the sources inside the 49ers is saying that they're really worried about Trey Lance and they're not sold on Trey Lance. So they're keeping Jimmy Garoppolo and they're probably going to turn the team back over to Jimmy Garoppolo. And I'm like, you know what I got to say to that? That's what I got to say. Because you know what? Like, let's be flipping honest. Jimmy Garoppolo sucks. We all know it. Like, is you know what? That's a little harsh. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm a little overexcited. Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't suck necessarily. He's below average. And we all know it. And by the way, I'm a huge Kyle fan. And Kyle Shanahan obviously doesn't think that highly of Jimmy Garoppolo. So for the people with sources saying that Kyle Shanahan is not sold on Trey Lance and is keeping Jimmy because Trey Lance stinks. Well, if that was the case, can someone please explain it to Denise, who needs to be explained to like she's 3, by the way, because obviously I don't get it. So please explain it to me why we gave up 3 draft picks to go get Trey Lance because Kyle Shanahan thought Jimmy Garoppolo was the shiznick. Because if Jimmy Garoppolo was the shiznick, then I'm lost. I'm sorry. Why is Trey Lance on our team? Can someone please explain it to the girl like she's 3? Because I don't get it.
Where else are
That's
you going to
what
get
I
this
got to
fire? I agree. There's nothing
No
but
way.
facts.
No way.
Nothing but
'Cause you know
facts there.
That's right. Because you know what? I'm sorry. And you know what? Let me say one more thing. I'm sorry. I know time. I need to shut the hell up. But anyway, Jimmy, Kyle Shanahan, everyone in the chat, everybody who knows me knows I am a huge Kyle Shanahan supporter. I love the boy. I would probably faint if I met Kyle Shanahan in person. He'd probably have to call the ambulance because I'd fall in front of his face and he'd be like, what the hell just happened to this girl? I fall down faint in front of him. But anyway, that's besides the point. My point is, if Kyle Shanahan does not cut Jimmy Garoppolo's ass come the 53-man roster, Denise is going to get on the plane, fly to Santa Clara, and open a can of whoop ass on Kyle Shanahan.
Talk your shit, Denise. Let's go. Talk your shit. Let's go.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, Kyle Shanahan, I love you, but I will be the first person to smack your ass around because I'm going to be like, really? We need O-line help to protect our QB, and your punk ass is keeping that starring mother effer on our team? Really?
Just so you all know, this is her calm. This isn't even her letting loose.
So I'm talking about Denise.
This is why she talks in all caps on Twitter.
Yeah.
Miriah, I'm trying to be calm. I'll be quiet now. I'm sorry. Anyway.
I love it. I love
We love it. So please just keep going. Like I'm cool just here laughing the entire time.
Hilarious.
Like I just and I'm sorry, the whole sources thing infuriates me. Oh, my source. And the 49ers don't leak. F you and F your sources. That's what I got to say.
Yeah. John V, what's up, brother? How you doing?
What's up, fam? Listen, I'm trying to get this. I'm at work. I'm in my office. I'm trying to use a laptop that's outdated. I can't get my camera to work. My microphone supposedly needs USB 3.0. So here we are, bro. How are you guys? Congratulations.
Thank you
We
so
have
much.
reached the 1 year mark of the Faithful Lead podcast. TL, my guy, my brother, dude. If this team hasn't made me the happiest man I could possibly be in years past, it has connected me with so many amazing people, and I couldn't be more happy. Congratulations to you both. Welcome to 1 year. And I think the man up here to the right, Big Mike right here, Breezy, Tony, Nick, all you guys, you see this? These are the guys that inspired us to do what we're doing, and we couldn't be more grateful, Mike. So that's a little bit of this goes out to you too, my man, because the Nothing But Niners and Nitty Gritty Niners have done just about everything you could possibly do to inspire us to be content creators, podcasters, whatever you call us. We love it, man, and I couldn't be grateful.
I appreciate you, John V.
Shout out to you, Mike, because you know what? Your platform is where I met Miriah, is where I met Melissa, where I met John V. That's where I met all my family. And I love all of you with all my heart. I love all you guys. I love y'all.
That's true.
I might be a little cray-cray, but I love y'all.
No, that is
Thank
true.
you guys so much for the kind words. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That's definitely true. Nothing But Niners played a huge part as well in me starting this, and yeah, I agree, Denise. That's where most, probably 98% of everybody here that I met him was in Nothing But Niners chat. So, John V, since you just joined, let's get your thoughts and expectations for this season.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I've tempered them down a bit since the watch party with you and Mike last night. I've not lost faith in Trey, not by any means, but I've lost a ton of faith in the offensive line. Even just rotational pieces. Like, I'm not confident right now in what we have. So I still think we go 12-5. I just think that it's going to be brutal. It's going to be a cardiac season. And not for nothing, like I see what's going on with Trey today. The offensive line was poor, and Trey is now paying the price. Ultimately, I see that on ESPN, the NFL Network. I'm hearing that is Trey Lance, is the inexperienced Trey Lance the Jimmy controversy is bleeding into the third preseason game, family. The third preseason game has already involved Trey with Jimmy. The uncertainty moving forward from Jimmy to Trey, all because of one shitty ass performance from a Burford, what's his face?
Banks.
Jake Brendel, actually. I think Jake Brendel walked away with 0 pressures last night, if I'm not mistaken. But Banks was
and Banks
shit.
only had 1.
Yeah, Banks. The pressures, those numbers, Mike, I think they were like 7 in total pressures on Trey, right? But it looked so much worse. So I don't know. My expectations are 12-5, but I think it's going to be up and down. I think we're going to be struggling, family. I think we're going to be having those cardiac games where, where we used to close our eyes when Jimmy would throw the ball and hold our breath. to now we're going to close our eyes and hold our breath for Trey just to drop back and get protection enough to get through his reads and get rid of the ball. So I'm confident. I'm confident. I will always be confident in this team because of Kyle Shanahan. I am confident. But I think we're just going to be. I think we're going to be holding our breath.
Hey, Sean, I appreciate you
What's
coming
up,
through.
Sean? Sean can't spend his money here. Sean, you can definitely spend your money, bro. There's a Venmo, there's a Cash App.
You
It's
can still
literally at
spend
the
your
top of the
money, and I'll
screen,
put
bro.
your comment up.
It's right at the top of the screen.
We make our own
But
super chat around here.
That's just it, John. If that's my point. If Kyle Shanahan can scheme Jimmy Garoppolo and Nick Mullen and CJ Beathard and can win games with those, you mean to tell me that he can't scheme Trey Lance, who is 10 times more talented than them? Like, I'm sorry. That's just bullshit.
I mean, to be fair, Denise, I mean, he's still inexperienced in comparison to those three guys.
I get it. He's a rookie. And by the way, let me say this. I got told, which I laughed my ass off by, the people on Twitter crack me up when they come at me and like, oh, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. I'm like, really? Because I had some guy tell me, because I said Trey Lance was a rookie and I expect, ups and downs. I expect him to struggle. I expect that this year. Oh, no. I got told Trey Lance is a second-year starter and he should just be fine. Fine. He shouldn't be struggling. He's no rookie. He's a second-year starter. I'm like, are you blind? Mac Jones is a second-year starter. What's his name over there? The Jets. Wilson.
Zach Wilson.
Starter. Thank you. It's like, what's his name over there?
Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. Yeah.
All those
Davis
guys,
Mills.
year starters. Trey Lance is not a second-year starter. And that shit pissed me off. Did I get any backup? No one said a word. They're like, oh, yeah, that guy's like, oh, no, he is a second-year starter. I'm like, oh, Jesus, shut up.
Girl, I've gone on Twitter and I've beefed your beefs, and I just don't do it anymore. It's too exhausting.
No,
Hey, Mike, I have a question for you, Mike. What is your opinion on this offensive line?
Yeah, so one of the big things that people have to remember is that this game included zero game planning. This is the team's third game in 13 days or something crazy like that. That included traveling
12.
twice, 2 weeks in a row. This team was exhausted. So that's the first thing you have to keep in mind. The second thing is, and this is the biggest thing, there was no game planning. There's three components to make a team good. One is talent. 2 is coaching, and 3 is ability, right? Talent and ability don't go hand in hand. They have to have the ability to execute the game plan. There was no game plan, guys. It's preseason, Listen, Daniel Brunskill is not the best guard in the entire NFL, yet he manages to control Aaron Donald every time they go head-to-head. Why is that? That is game plan. That is working with each other, and that is something that they consistently work on. The team makes a concerted effort to control Aaron Donald over the guard. Right. So we saw this line going one-on-one. Guys were getting spun around. Jalen Moore looked terrible. First game back after a significant injury. We're ignoring all of those things just because of how it looked. This team, and if you watch the brick by brick, Kyle said, guys, we got a rough 2 weeks ahead of us. We're going to go here. We're going to do this. We're going to practice 2 times. We're going to do this. We're going to fly out. We're going to do this. We're going to practice 2 more times. We're going to get to the game. And my goal is for us to get through it healthy. How many significant injuries did we suffer last night? That's my point.
Yeah.
They accomplished their goal. It wasn't about going out there to win. It wasn't about going out there to really evaluate the talent. Kyle even said at his presser before the game, I think I know what 53 we have, but we're going to see. Injuries could dictate something different. But right now, we think we have it ironed out for the most part. We just haven't let the guys know yet. So when I watch a preseason game, in the moment, and Miriah can tell you, John, they can tell you, I'm passionate, I'm screaming, I'm yelling, what the hell are you guys doing? But when it's all said and done, we have to realize what we were watching. It was a glorified practice. And the team was not game planning. We're not putting anything out there on film. I think the offensive line is going to be absolutely fine. I do.
I have a
fair,
plan.
Mike. That's fair.
I have a question. Because you guys know, like, you guys probably know like O-line players from other teams better than I do.
Mhm.
So do you think, like, if we hopefully, knock on wood, if we cut Jimmy Garoppolo, okay, and we have some cap space or money available, is there O-line players available on, or maybe available on other teams that we could get that would be better than what we have right now? Because I am a little concerned about Mike McGlinchey because he had not because I think he's bad, but because he's had a setback. So I'm asking, do you think there's players on other teams that we could bring in that would help us? That's what that's my question.
I really don't know if there's. I think that Kyle believes that everything that he needs is in house. I truly believe that he's convinced that we have everyone that we need. But for depth, I'm sure you could go out there and try some guys out at right tackle. I don't know who you. I mean, anybody that's worth a damn, Denise, is probably on a squad, right? So whatever you find in free agency, whoever's out there right now is probably a veteran, a journeyman, been around the block on a few teams by now. But who knows? I honestly, I haven't looked at a list of guys to tell you who's available. But
I was asking more like some of the other rookies, you know what I mean? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, because I don't watch college, so I'm not really familiar with like a lot of the like newer players, I guess. That's all. Yeah.
So you're saying like people who I don't have an answer for you because I'm not one of those people. I don't know all the offensive linemen like that coming out, so I can't help you there.
I was just curious. I thought maybe you guys would know because you probably watch college. I don't
Yeah,
watch
that's
a
a
lot
hard.
of college.
Yeah, I agree with JV and Mike. That's kind of a tough one. Like, even though Isaiah Wynn, he does intrigue me, from New
Okay.
England. But I mean, I think at this point, I think Kyle probably wants to keep his picks. But who knows? Maybe in the next couple of days, if there's somebody who they feel like they're gonna cut that has some trade possibility, and they can say, hey, let me give you this guy, for Isaiah Wynn, whatever the case may be. So as far as like what JV said, I think anybody who's worth something probably ain't getting cut. Offensive linemen are one of
Yeah.
those things where people like to have a lot of depth for because of injuries and stuff like that. So yeah, I think they're right. I think Kyle likes what he has in the house, even though some of us may not agree with it. I'm still a little worried. Like I mentioned before, you guys all got on. Like, it bugs me that Trey has a worse offensive line as a first year starter than Jimmy as an 8-year vet. I mean, he literally had 3 Pro Bowlers on that line. You know what I mean? And now we're down to 3 people who probably hasn't even started a game yet in the NFL besides, Trent Williams and Mike McGlinchey. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep the faith and hopefully everything works out. I'm giving it about probably a month before there's some continuity that goes on. So yeah,
So you think
those are my
it's
thoughts.
more about continuity and them
Yeah.
working together?
Yeah, I think offensive line is one of those positions where you have to know your strengths and weaknesses for the line, and you have to have that continuity. Like, you can get away with it in the secondary and stuff like that, but offensive line, like I mentioned before, I played fullback, and when that offensive line don't work and there's no continuity, it's hard to to give any offense. I don't care how good your skill positions are. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
go ahead, Mike.
Melissa,
I
go ahead.
had to take. So for me, I watch football, and everyone here kind of knows my fucked up family. So you know that all my family have like interests elsewhere. Okay, so we have Tampa, we have the Cleveland Browns, we have the Cowboys, we have like all these other teams that are losing offensive linemen like flies, and we keep glorifying the line from last year. Like, we keep saying it was so much better, it was so much better, it was so much better. We had like these 3 All Pros, but if it's like we all forgot that we started 3-5 last year, and it was mostly because the offensive line had never played before. It was a brand new center. These guys were like stepping on each other, and like the Philly game, they were literally like blocking on, stepping on each other's toes, and like there was no gelling, there was no nothing. And I think that's the issue right now. Like, Brunskill got most of the center snaps. Like, for whatever reason, like, these guys have not played together. Like, it's gonna take time, and maybe it's just my take, but I'm sick of going and getting veteran guys and hoping to God they stay here for more than a year, and then we have to start this whole process all over again. Like, I seriously want to develop a line that's gonna be with Trey, that's going to know his takes, that's going to know his timing, that's going to develop. And I know that's frustrating, and that's just my opinion, but like, we went through Richburg, we went through Garland, we went through Brunskill, we went through Alex Mack. Like, we keep hoping that a vet's going to fix this, and it's going to be a Band-Aid and it's going to work, but it's not the long-term answer. So for me, it's just, I have issues with School. I don't think he's bounced back from his injury well, but I think for the most part, we have the guys. We just have to be a little bit patient and let them grow into their positions.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm cool. Like, if you guys are telling me, like, I'm hoping everybody's right. I'm hoping it's just a continuity thing and they just need to gel and get better. I'm literally hoping that's what it is.
I mean, a lot
But
of
everyone
it's gotta
on Twitter was saying Trey was running for his life yesterday.
He was.
Look, Banks and Burford and those guys need as many reps as Trey. They all need reps. You know,
and Jalen's been hurt this entire time. Like, that was the first kind of like anything that he had yesterday. He hadn't practiced at all.
Jalen Moore looked a lot worse than I guess it played out. You know, it did look a whole lot worse than it really was. But with that being said, these guys need to get continuity. They need to get reps together. And I'm curious to see how it looks with a healthy McGlinchey, or at least an 80% Mike McGlinchey. But an 80% Mike McGlinchey isn't going to make it 17 weeks. So we gotta hope. We have to hope that whatever he's dealing with right now doesn't plague him the rest of the season.
And does anybody actually know how much time the Silverback's going to miss? Because they didn't ask that today, which was worrisome. Like, I think we can face the Bears without him, but I just want to know if he's going to be there for like the Broncos and the other further games into the season.
Who are you asking about?
Trent Williams. They were saying on Twitter, like, there was a bunch of different beat reporters saying that Trent Williams is going to miss some time.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't hear Kyle say anything about it.
No,
So
I didn't say Kyle said. I just said the beat writers mentioned it, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I know
you
you didn't say it. I knew you didn't say that Kyle said it. I'm saying for me personally, I'll wait till I hear it come out of the 49ers organization before I start feeling some way about it, because Twitter is like a fucking mess right now.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
It's like the National Enquirer. This is some dumb shit out there.
It's also, you know, when they're talking about stuff and people missing time now, it's more about the practices in the upcoming weeks. You know, like that's. So I don't think he's in danger for missing week 1 though.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
We have a whole bunch of people backstage, so I need to get this moving along. TL, I don't know what the next item. I keep trying to ask you in the private chat, but you don't pay attention. So, what is the next item for the giveaway?
No, I don't. I ain't gonna lie.
Because I have to trying to do 6,000 stuff by myself here.
TL is like me, right? So when we started doing the show for the first like 3 years, Wayne, Nick, those guys are like locked in with the chat. I have to focus on what's being said, or I can't keep up. So I am the worst person at watching the chat. And so if
that's not always true about you, though. Like, whenever anyone said anything good about Spoon, you drop everything and pull up the comment.
I asked for the emoji. I said, put those spoons in there. I would be asking, like, come on, guys, let me know.
That's hilarious. Well, see, here's the thing, though, too, Mike. Is funny. I'm paying attention to the comments, just not the private
I've been watching you. I know, Mike.
So here's the next giveaway. It's a color rush. I think they called it 49ers hat. It's gray, black, and white. So yeah, go ahead and throw your numbers
And
in.
it's fitted, or is it snap
No,
back?
it's snap back, because I don't know how big y'all's heads are. So I want to make sure it was one size fits all.
All right. Get your numbers in the chat.
One size fits most.
I can't even wear snapbacks. I can't wear all this crap back here. Mad.
I know you see that, Carly. Just put me on blast, huh?
Hey,
Mike, I have one quick question for you. I got one quick question for you, Mike. I know you're from the Philadelphia area, stuff like that. Is it blasphemy to not eat a Philly cheesesteak without ketchup?
All right, so my brother-in-law heard the question. He's like, "You don't put ketchup on a cheesesteak."
Thank you.
I put ketchup on my cheesesteaks, bro. I'm sorry, I do. Ketchup on a cheesesteak is like it's like
a staple,
spaghetti.
right?
To me, They go hand in hand.
I'm asking because my
I'm
coworker's
sorry.
from Philly. My coworker's from Philly, and he saw my Philly cheesesteak, and he said, "Where's your ketchup?" And I was like, "I don't put ketchup on Philly." He goes, "Then that's not a real Philly cheesesteak."
In my
All my
life,
family
I mean-
is from Philly, and I eat ketchup on mine.
really, I've never heard anyone putting ketchup on a Philly cheesesteak.
I will say this: if you go certain places, you can get a really good cheesesteak with the onions and peppers and everything. You don't need the ketchup; the flavors are already in it. But it depends on if you're just getting a regular cheesesteak with just cheese and meat. I definitely have to have some ketchup in there. But if you're gonna chop up some
Gotcha.
extra stuff, and
Oh,
then you know what I'm saying.
okay.
So,
So me, I'm thinking like when I think of a Philly cheesesteak, I'm thinking of like the grilled peppers and onions and all that, and the meat like sautéed together, and then the cheese melted on top. Is that not right?
Yeah, I do that
Yeah,
too,
that
but I
is.
actually use a little bit of marinara under the cheese.
Really
I do.
interesting.
I
I don't like
I use a little-
onions or mushrooms or any of that
Love
shit.
onions.
So I just get meat and cheese and ketchup.
Mariah.
Mariah
Here's
and
a
my
gift
wife would get
again.
along well.
Ryan, you're missing
soon as she get it, as soon as she gets it through her head that I also have a wife, so then we're cool.
She's over here
She
cracking
stops
up. Can you hear her
yelling.
laugh? She's over here cracking up. She's cracking up. I told her, she was like, "Yeah, okay, right, sure."
Like, yeah, that's what you say about them all. You guys, I appreciate you guys so much for being here, and then sharing this moment with us. It's truly
Thank you, guys.
it means the world to me. You guys
John
all
started
mean a
his
lot to
comments.
me.
John started his
Happy
comments with
New
it.
Year, you guys. You guys keep rocking out. You guys are killing it.
Yeah,
Appreciate
I was
that,
going
you
to say
guys.
congratulations on the 1 year, guys. Keep pushing, keep moving, and anything you guys need from me, you guys know I'm just a phone call or DM away. I got you guys back. Keep up the great work. Congratulations on the 1 year.
All right, Mike. I
Um,
appreciate you, bro.
Thanks for having
Mike,
me
if
on
you
the
have
show.
a few
I
minutes,
appreciate it.
if you have a few minutes, stay. Don't leave yet. Okay. All right. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. Thanks for being my first subscriber, for being my first co-host, for holding it down till TL got his shit together and became my co-host. Thank you. Thank you for always sharing everything, for all your positivity, for all the love that you show everybody. I know, you're always worried that maybe you're bugging people and some people don't appreciate it, but it is appreciated. So
You know
I
what?
think
It's helped John and it's helped a few other people. So if it ever bothers you, well,
too fucking bad.
shit out of luck.
Melissa better
Because
not
I
change.
ain't changing. I'm
I was
Jersey,
about to say, she better
and that's
not
what we
change.
do.
Melissa checks me so fast. She'd be like, "Mike, you talking a lot of shit." And if I don't respond to her during the show, she'll hit me up in the DMs like, "Yeah, I know you saw. You listen to motherfucker. You gotta respond." I love it. And we'll go back.
know
And
what?
she's like, "Okay, all right."
You need a dose of Jersey because you're being too spoiled in soft Pennsylvania. So you need a little bit of home.
Talk your shit. I like. She said Pennsylvania compared to Jersey. She's right. Come on now.
Jersey, come on.
That's what we call. They call it Dirty
Dude,
Jersey.
you
for a
do
reason,
not
baby.
know Jersey. If you have not lived here, you've not dealt with Route 80 and it's BS freaking following up 4 lanes down to 2 lanes for the national freaking get out highway. You've not dealt with the drivers, the crazy people at ShopRite. Every time there's snow or rain, they buy up every freaking can in a supermarket. Like, Jersey, we're not New Yorkers, but we have freaking attitude and we'll check you. And we just like, it's, you don't understand it unless you
We're gonna
lived
call
here.
it passion. We're gonna call it passion. We're not afraid to let you know
It's
we're passionate about.
strong. Like, I'm sorry. Like, everyone can love New Yorkers all they want, but you do have nothing on Jersey.
All right, Melissa. Thank you. We appreciate you.
I-
I'll talk to you soon. All right. People are bitching that it's super uncoordinated. Like, you try to coordinate 15 freaking people backstage and have everybody staying on topic. Like, it ain't the easiest thing to do. So you feel free when, as soon as you want to, grow a pair and try it, you're more than welcome. Until then, keep your shit comments to yourself. Thanks.
Talk to him.
I'm going to pull everybody else in here just so I'm not leaving you guys backstage. But I'm going to ask Mike.
Yo.
What's going on, y'all?
What's up, everybody? Appreciate you guys. Sorry to leave you guys waiting back there. Mike, before you leave us, let me get, if you had, I asked, the crew before, and I wanted to get your take on this. One piece of advice for the content creators out there, or somebody thinking to become a content creator, whatever you got. Let's hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I get asked this question a lot, actually, when people are first starting, when people, the slow time of the year comes around for the first time. People start a show, and then all of a sudden March is here. It's a lull, right? And then April comes, it's draft time, and then right after the draft, there is nothing going on until August, right? And so I get asked this question a lot. What do you do? How do you guys decide what topics you're going to come up with and everything? And it goes back to what Melissa was saying, right? You have to be passionate about this. This is not for the faint-minded. You can't get discouraged by, listen, we have over 12,000 subscribers, and we'll do shows and we'll have 400 viewers total after a week and a half, right? The consistency comes from your passion. And that's what's going to keep you guys doing this. That's what's going to drive you guys. I've seen people start shows. I've seen people vanish. I see people come back when the season starts and they disappear in the softs. If that's what you guys choose to do, then that's fine, right? But you have to keep that passion, because you got to start this for the right reasons. You got to start this because you like talking Niners. You have to use your voice. This is your outlet. For me, this was therapy. I was so tired of, I started podcasting back in 2010, Singletary's year. And then I took it over into hardball, and I've been doing this consistently since then. Nothing but Niners started during the Shanahan era, but I was doing things with 49ers Gab and podcasts and all that way before then. And my problem was, one, national media. They don't do us justice, and they're never going to. That's not a negative at them, but they can't put the microscope on us the way local people can. And then what I was getting from local people was only positivity. And that's fine. You can be as positive as you want to be, but when you are clearly skipping some of the negative stuff, you don't want to discuss it, that's not cool either. So I remember doing one of my first shows after a Seahawks loss, and I was like, why can't we beat this fucking team? I know Miriah curse, I can say it. I almost held back a little bit, right? But like, why can't we beat this fucking team? I was pissed off. I had Stephanie McCarroll as one of my first guests ever. Right. And we were just on there just going back and forth with each other because it was so frustrating, And so I realized, like, this is therapy for me. You got to get into it for the right reasons. And there's ways to make money in this. There's ways to just, if you just want to talk, you just talk. But if you're consistent, you keep working, everything else will come to the way it's supposed to be. It really, really will. So my advice to you guys is stay passionate and don't get discouraged. And then my last piece of advice is going to be this. You cannot take comments to heart. I saw in this chat tonight people saying Trey Lance sucks and so do the 49ers. I don't know who that person was. That's fine. But you're going to get comments from every different angle on every different topic all the time. You are never going to get people to agree with everything you say. You're not supposed to. We're talking to people, not machines. And there are some people who just like the chaos. They like to be negative. They might disagree with you just for shits and giggles, just for entertainment purposes. You can't take it all personal. That's another reason why I suck at watching the chat, because, not trying to be rude, we have a show, we have a program that we have to stick to, and I can't respond to every single thing that people in the chat are saying, so we got to make sure that we stay focused. We keep our focus as content providers. Now, if you want to do a show where you're just responding to comments, my biggest suggestion is dedicate a show to that, a call-in show or something like that. But when you get on this microphone, have your topics, have your subjects. It's okay to stray. You guys watch me and Wayne. We talk about cartoons and food and songs just as much as we talk about the Niners, because that's who we are in our heart, in our core. Give the people your personality. Let them know who you are. That's why people come back. They don't come back for just the stats. They don't come back for Niners takes. You get that from 100 different places. Let the people know who you are. Bring a little bit of that personal life in. I'm not telling them give them your social security number, but don't be afraid to let them see who you are. You know what I'm saying? That's what keeps people coming back. I like this person's personality. I don't like this person's personality, but their counterpart, their co-host, I like them. Let them see the back and forth and all that stuff. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable on the microphone. That's what makes success to me.
That was great.
Good job, Mike.
Yep.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for everything.
Congrats.
I'll talk to you soon. Much love, brother.
Take care, man.
John B., What you have something to add to that? If you had one piece of advice for everybody in the game, what would it be?
Just keep grinding. Just keep doing it. The chat will remain empty. It's at first there might be one person watching you, two people supporting you. Some
And
nights
it's
there might
probably
be
me,
not a.
just so you know.
There's sometimes there won't be anyone, but you just keep sticking to your grind and you just keep going, bro. And whatever happens, happens, and it will fill. Like, people will start to come, like they will be drawn to your personality. They will, and that's how we got here. That's how you guys got here. I
Mhm.
remember jumping in and being one of three people, one of four people, and then now you guys have a room full of people and you're giving away tons of merch and having a good time, right? So it's just about sticking to your grind, I think. That's it. Sticking to your grind.
And a grind it is. JV, you still have time to stick with us? I know you're at work, so I mean,
Yeah, listen, I'm good. I'm sitting here in my office with this thing dripping
whenever
behind
you
me.
got to drop, feel free. I
What up,
It's all
understand
good.
what you got going on.
What's up, fam? Good to see
What's
you.
up to my new guests?
I'm a
Peter,
ghost.
appreciate you joining us. What's up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? Like, I'm so happy to be here, and thank you guys for having me. I'm so honored to be part of the 100th episode. And I mean, I'm humbled. I appreciate it.
Chris Polo, Mr. Worldwide. How you doing, brother? Thank you for
Worldwide,
joining us.
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, Mr. Worldwide found the time to make it onto this one here. Especially after Jesse snubbed me from his super team and for some reason put Shay on there over me, which is kind of blasphemous, but that's all right. It's better over here.
Yeah,
Happy
we
to
know
be
the
here.
real MVPs come over here. It's all right.
Exactly.
Swan, my brother that's on the payroll that don't get paid. How you doing? I appreciate you joining us.
I didn't even know that was him. I didn't recognize him, and I've had him on my show.
I'm doing good.
W2
Thanks.
for
Thanks
you.
for having me on this show. And yeah, let's have fun.
Thanks, 49ers Twitter. I appreciate it. Last but not least, 49er minded, Bashar, my bro, my friend. How you doing?
Doing great, Miriah. I'm really happy for you and TL. You guys have a great show, and you guys, I hate to quote Drake, but started from the bottom. Now we're here. You guys got over 40 people in the chat, and you got this huge cast of characters here to celebrate. And I'm thankful that you asked me to come on, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. I got to hit that rewind button later though, because I didn't get to watch you guys earlier, so I'll catch it from the beginning.
It's all good, all good. I appreciate you guys being here. Real quick, I just want to point out this 49er Jeff. I appreciate you being here as well. He says, "Nah, I have love for everyone. Love is love." And I am a true, firm believer of that statement right there. Love is love. So I just want to point that out. Thank you. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. Like I had told, the guests previous, I couldn't have everybody here that I wanted, of course, but, I tried to, pick a range of people that have, played a part into us getting here. So whether that means, you guys have been on the show previously, Chris Polo, I appreciate you for, we have a whole group of chat and everything, but, you're the one that's always here, all the time, hanging out in the chat. So and I told you this before, that doesn't go unnoticed. So, I appreciate that. And me being on your guys' shows, me and TL both, we appreciate that. And, I just wanted you guys to be a part of this. So, yeah. Let's start off with, like we said before, it's been crazy up until this point. I know most of us are just ready, to finally move forward. But, there's still pieces there that we need to actually move forward from for that to happen. So I think that just continues to make this a crazy off season. After everything that you've seen up to this point, are your expectations changed for this season? Do you still, feel the same way you feel about Trey leading this team? What are your thoughts? And whoever wants to start first. All right, Peter.
So hey, I wanted to start off by saying, I should have said it earlier when you were introducing me, but I gotta say that how much I appreciate the both of you Like TL, I met TL in the spaces originally, and and he was so gracious when I was just getting started, to come on to take the time to come on my show. And it's like people like you, people like Chris has been on my show a bunch of times. Bashar came on early on when I was first starting out. It takes a village. It takes a village to get your I don't know what you would call it, but to get your mojo up and to really build that confidence, like Mike was talking about earlier. It's just do it and get out there, and the more you do it, the more it'll feel comfortable. But I've getting into the topic itself. I'm not. I mean, that game that was nothing. It's preseason. What are we talking about right now? It's just because we were lighting up teams in the first two preseason games, are we not allowed to have some kind of lull? I get it, everybody's upset about the O-line and all that kind of stuff. But this is the thing, as you could see throughout this whole preseason, Kyle has just been trying out stuff through the whole thing. He's been putting all kinds of lineups out there, all that trying random plays, just vanilla plays. I'm not worried in the least. It's when Trent Williams gets out there, and even the right tackle spot, they had Tom Compton starting for how long last season into the playoffs. So I'm not worried. Kyle's going to figure it out. I have faith in what they're doing. They could pick up somebody, but I'm not worried if they don't.
I'm worried about the offensive line. Everything else, not really. But my thing, because we were discussing it last night too about, last year, McGlinchey was out and Tom Compton was there, but Laken Tomlinson was there and Alex Mack was there at the same time too. They're not here this year. You got two guys, really three, who are stepping into that starting role really for the first time. I mean, Brendel's been around the league, but he's been bouncing around from practice squad to practice squad. So the interior has a lot of question marks. I'm high on Burford, but obviously he's going to have his growing pains. He is still a rookie in the Shanahan offense. Trent Williams, we all know he's a stud. But with McGlinchey, that's where my biggest worry is, just because, and someone was on here earlier, I think it was Wayne, was saying how he was anticipating McGlinchey was going to be here. And McGlinchey, after 8 snaps in the first preseason game, is having irritation in his knee. I do not trust that to hold up over a 17-game season. I don't know how we can expect him to be healthy. I feel like he's probably going to miss half the season if he's having issues like that. He's already coming off a pretty bad injury from the year before. So that makes me worried when I saw Jalen Moore and I saw Colton McKivitz out there in the Houston game, because one of those guys could be, assuming they both make the roster, one of those guys could be filling in for McGlinchey in games that he might miss. I think Daniel Brunskill would be the first choice currently on the roster to step in there if McGlinchey went down. But injuries do happen. If someone tweaks an ankle, if Trent Williams misses a game or two, I think Brunskill might be that guy who can kind of move around everywhere. What if Brendel gets hurt for whatever reason? He's probably going to be the second string center. He was competing for the starting job. So then at that point, if McGlinchey is in and out of the lineup, I don't trust Colton McKivitz with Trey, who we have to remember is still going to have growing pains. He's still a 22-year-old first-year starter. So that really worries me. I really want to see them add another tackle that's actually better than Brunskill at tackle, so that way they can have more depth. I know Isaiah Wynn is out there. That's something I'd really advocate for them to go ahead and do. I don't know if, and I was having discussions with some people, do you think that the team is so deep in other areas where they could actually trade a player to try to get Wynn? There's a bunch of edge rushers, and I was talking about this with Peter on the show the other day. Do you need all of those edge rushers on the other side of Bosa, or do you use one of them in a trade that you're not going to pay next year? So I am worried about the O-line, just because that's where everything starts. I think to win a Super Bowl, and that's my expectation at some point with this core, is to compete for a Super Bowl. You need to get after the quarterback, you need to protect the quarterback, and you need to get your quarterback. And there's a lot of question marks on protecting him right now. So that's where my worry is. I still see this team making the playoffs and being competitive, also just because the NFC, I feel like, is way more wide open than the AFC. So that alone, plus I feel like the Rams got a little worse. I don't know what's going on with Stafford's elbow. I think they'll still win the division. And
arm fatigue.
That's more than arm fatigue that he's got. But yeah, I still have them win the division, but it is a worry of mine just because we know injuries happen. You never know what happens with football seasons. It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. Before you guys go, let's do this giveaway real quick. And yeah, Melissa, whoever entered their numbers earlier, whatever the heck.
Here's the prize. Here's the prize right here.
Guys, they rigged it for me. So if I win,
No,
just
no,
know
no,
that.
no, no.
I'm just
You
kidding.
don't know. Like I already gave her slipped her a 5 on the
Yeah.
cat.
34.
Oh,
Ah.
I was 74.
And then
only
also
8
before you
away.
go, I see a few more people have joined, so I appreciate all of you guys. Beto, Steven, Dina. I appreciate everybody. Sorry if I missed you guys. I'm trying to keep up and call everybody out, but it's like a long time before I get to talk again, so lots of passes. Let's see who won. And while I'm doing that, whoever wants to go next, Swan or Bash.
Go ahead, Swan.
Oh
Swan.
yeah. Oh yeah. I think Chris is right on these things that he's talking about offensive line. I mean, if you think about it, between the tackles, how many games do you think Trent and McGlinchey is going to miss this year? It could very well be 7 or 8, right? Like most of them probably McGlinchey, right? But Trent always misses a game or two each year for his entire career. I don't think he's ever played a full season. So, I mean, that's one of those things where what's going to happen if randomly, Trent misses a game and then McGlinchey's nursing this thing and he's out 5 weeks or 6 weeks or whatever. That offensive line that we saw last night could be very well be it right there. And it's not how they lost was concerning. It was how sudden they lost. Like they were like freaking turnstiles. Like if they gave some resistance, I would be okay. We can work on that. But they like whiffed, and I'm happy about Jake Brendel. He had like a PF rating of like 80 something. That checks because when I was watching the game, I was like, dude, Brendel's actually having a pretty decent game. Like everyone else was getting blown up, and he was having a pretty decent game. I thought Banks had a okay game. Burford was those penalties are going to kill you, but I think that can be cleaned up. I'm more worried about the tackles, and I'm not sure who's out there. I know there's Polo brought up Isaiah Wynn, and then there's Andre Dillard from the Eagles. They've been wanting to shop him around, right? Former first-round draft pick. The only thing about these two guys is they're on, I believe, the last year of their contract. So if you trade for them, you're going to have to either rent them and see how that goes, right? Kind of like what the Rams did with Von Miller, or you sign them to like an extension before the trade happens. I don't know. At this point, I'll keep my faith in the coaches, whatever they decide to do. Like, obviously, if they don't make a move for these guys, then that tells me that these guys are not a fit or just something just doesn't fit. I have faith in them to do that much. But if they pick them up, I understand why. But I'm not tripping too hard. As far as Trey, we already knew that this was going to be happening, right? He's going to have up and down games. And we know at the beginning of games for Trey is always the time that he does the worst. Like people are nitpicking, picking plays and going, oh, Trey could have done this, Trey could have done that. But we've had games where they've analyzed where Trey does something in the first quarter, exact same play in the third quarter, and he fixes it. Right. So we've seen that. So, I mean, there's a lot of going on in this young kid's head, between the mechanics, between, the pressure, between like all these things that it's like in his head. But then he finds a way to always step up. It's just at the beginning of these games, it's, he hasn't found that rhythm yet. And it's going to be like that for a bit, but I'm not tripping too hard on that because at the end of the day, I know completions don't mean crap, but since people used it against him this offseason, even with all of what we saw yesterday, that crap show that we saw, he was like a 65% completion, no turnovers. And then yet the announcers out there talking like, dude, oh yeah, he brings up Jimmy G like 10 times in the whole thing, dabbing up Brock Purdy like he's the freaking next Joe Montana. Like, what, dude? Meanwhile, Mac Jones is out here in this preseason game doing a Jimmy special right to the linebacker, and you won't hear anything about it. You won't hear jack about it. East Coast East Coast bias is a thing. They hate the Niners. They hate everything about it because the Niners came out from, in the 80s from a crap franchise, right? And then everyone, oh, yeah, it's the West Coast. They're all soft. They all suck, right? And then the Niners come out and do something the league has not seen. Like Bill Walsh just eliminates the league and does all these things that, that's against football. You got to run to win. And, you got to do all these things. And I don't think they've ever recovered from that. You know what I mean? Like it's always like ESPN is headquartered in Connecticut. Like, like all the big writers and all that stuff is all in the East Coast. So, but anyways, thanks for giving me my time.
Yeah. Bash, before you go real quick, congrats, David. You won the hat. DM TL on Twitter. Or no, I think David doesn't have. I have David's address. I'll give it to you.
Oh, do you? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Perfect.
All right. And then I said, thank you for the Vernon Davis card that you have a frame for. You're very welcome. I'm glad that it made it to you. Go ahead, Bash. And wait, before you go, one last thing. Go ahead and enter your guys' numbers for the next giveaway. We're going to be giving away this shirt. It is a size large. So enter your numbers in the chat for that.
Enter those numbers, guys. I it's okay. I know I can't fit in that shirt, so I'm not going to play this one. It's all good.
What
Shout out
size
to Forever Faithful Azteca.
Large.
It's a large. It's a large.
I'm sporting Forever Faithful Azteca.
That one's for
shirt.
the kids.
The Eye of the Niner made the shirt, and I want to show off his cool Niner shirts that he puts out. Again, I'm thankful for you guys having me on. Awesome 1 year anniversary. Hello people in the chat. Hello people viewing. It's awesome. About the Niners, man. It's only preseason. That's all I could say. I mean, I've been watching football since I was in junior high school, like religiously, and when I first started watching, I used to stress out a little bit over the preseason losses, but we walked out of that game with no serious injuries, right? So that on top of that, I say that's a W. And what's funny about the whole trade thing? I mean, like you were talking, Swan Song was talking about how the East Coast media has how they hate the West Coast or whatever, and it was so cool. I forgot what interview it was, but Trey Lance pretty much said that he just blocks it all out, and he just does his thing, and he continues to work hard and persevere. Like, it's not gonna phase him. Like, all these media, they can say whatever. And then Swan Song also mentioned Mac Jones botched some interception or threw some interception right to a linebacker. I had no knowledge of that because it wasn't blasted all over Twitter. I didn't see it all over my timelines. I didn't see it when I was turning on the TV. But, if it was freaking Trey Lance, I may have seen that play, 20 times in my sleep for all I know, man. But it's like
on Twitter at least.
Yeah, dude. It's like, and it's so funny because, like, okay, how bad did Trey really play last night? He only played 2 series. All right, it was 2 series. On one of the series, it looked like we were moving the ball pretty damn good, and we could have scored in that 4th and 1. There was so much room on the outside. I wish Trey would have just kept that. He would have easily had the first down. But the Sermon took it up in the middle, and the O-line, they let their guys through. Sermon had no chance on that 4th and 1 play, so that was a drive killer. We could have got a field goal perhaps, but it is what it is. But there was one play where Trey Lance rolled out. I forgot what drive it was. He rolled out, did some play action fakers of some sort, and he rolled out, and then I believe he tried to throw it to Ayuk, and the ball hit the ground. And I had no idea because I didn't watch the replays over and over again. But Jesse Naylor had posted on Twitter, like, is this the play that you guys are trashing Trey for? Because guess what, the ball was tipped. It's like, or the play when he tried to throw it to Debo on that long out play on the go route. Like, okay, the ball placement was there. And if you go back and watch, the freaking the DB had his right hand grabbing Debo, so the ref missed a PI. I'm not going to cry about it because it's not a real regular season game, but to sit there and trash Trey like he sucks and he's garbage. It was only his first. Only played 2 series, dude, in a freaking meaningless preseason game. I mean, and just like Swan Song said, and I've been saying it a lot too, and a lot of you guys have been noticing the same thing. We all watch the games. Trey just he just takes a while to warm up. It is what it is. Hopefully, further along this season, maybe definitely further along in his career, he fixes that and he's more consistent right off the bat. But I don't look at Trey and be like, damn, I'm eating up my words. This guy looks like he sucks. Man, all that time I praised and hyped him up on my channel, on Twitter and on Facebook or whatever. I feel like I got to eat my crow now, but I don't want to do it. Not once has that notion or has that thought ran through my brain. I mean, dude, I still see a great talent out there, and I still have great hopes for this team. And we do got to fix the offensive line, but me and Swanson talk a lot about this. I just feel like this O-line of the Niners, it's always a late bloomer type of ordeal. Like, we get off to this slow-ass start in camp, and especially when we add new pieces, we take forever to gel and find that cohesion. But by, early in the season, it happens, and they gel and they start playing better. And these no-name guys, or these guys who are obscure guys, so to speak, end up stepping to the plate and play better. Case in point, Tom Compton and a few other guys in the past. So it's cool, man. Again, I'm happy to be here, though.
That's a great point what Bashar said about the offensive line. One of these things is we got to remember that the 49ers script like 15 to 20 plays, right? So in practice of these 15, 20 plays, they're running them over and over and over and over again. So that's going to help with the continuity. It's going to help with that, and it's going to help with Trey, because it's going to be like when you run these plays over and over and over again, it becomes, second nature, right? So we got to keep that in mind. And a lot of these things are going to be schemed out the way, like to help this, right? Like, it's not like this free form thing where the O-line, I'm not sure what I should do here. You know what I mean? It's like, it's going to be more tailored to where you just go here, dude. It's going to be more direct. And as far as like 49ers Twitter reminds me of, you guys ever been to a party watching a Niners game or whatever? There's always that one fan, right? That the Niners could be losing 7-0 in the first quarter after the first drive, and they're already crying, "Oh my God, we suck. We're going to lose." You know it. You've seen every time there's going to be that weak-ass fan, right? And then at the end, we're winning, and they're cheering with you. They're hugging you. "Yeah, man. Yeah, there's an awesome win." And you just look at them like, "Bro, I hope I never see a game with you again." That's what 49ers Twitter reminds me of.
I love Swan's intensity and passion, man. It's hilarious.
You know what's crazy? Talking to all you guys are making me feel a bit better, but I'm kind of with Polo on this. Like, I'm worried, man. I don't know. Like, I feel like it's going to be like probably a month or so into the season before we find some continuity. And it just scares me because, like, I feel like this team is so good, man. Like, I mean, I think we can overcome it, like, but I said it earlier. I feel like 11-6 is probably what we're going to end up, and I still think we can win the division. I think the Rams are going to take a step back. Arizona, I don't know what's going on with them. Like, they look pretty dysfunctional right now, to be honest. And I'm not worried about the Seahawks, but yeah, I just it's one of those things where But if it comes to the point where we're after 6 weeks, if we're like 4-2, then I'll shut my mouth. I'll come on here and I'll man up and say, "Hey, we're doing great." I just don't want to start off slow, and then end up being like a 4 seed in the playoffs or something like that. Or I don't know. I'm just a little worried. And then two, I'm worried about the health. Like, we can stay healthy and stuff like that. Because to me, I'm already worried about our starters on that offensive line. Somebody gets hurt, and now we got to put a second stringer in, like a Colton McKivitz. I'm really terrified. You know what I mean? So that's just the only thing I'm worried about. That continuity is so big when it comes to the offensive line, and I just hope that they find it quicker than later. So
yeah, no, they cannot roll into the regular season with the potential that Colton McKivitz is going to start at right tackle. The dude, I'm sorry, but the dude's a revolving door at a resort like hotel. Like, I can't have that when Trey Lance.
Wait. PFF said he only had one pressure. Are you saying PFF is a liar? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know what's going on with PFF these days, but
like, dude, is that what we're doing right now? Like, I don't know. PFF, I don't. They also said Burford had a whole bunch of pressures on the first game, and I didn't even see one. Like, but it is what it is. Like, I just think that if you're getting into your second and third string, I don't care what team you are in the league.
Yeah,
like, it's already a problem for any team that's going into their second. They're like a second string and the third string. So I just think that Kyle, it's going to help that the system that they run, that zone-based scheme, run scheme, it's going to help that they're not going to be passing as much as we saw last night. Like, you got to think about this. They passed the ball out of Trey's snaps. They passed the ball 13 times. They ran the ball 6. Do you think they're going to have that same divvy up like when the season starts? Probably not. Like, it's probably going to be flip-flopped. Like, and it's going to be more running. They're going to get and it's going to be based on, it's going to be a lot of play action with Trey. I think just to get it, and a lot of those boot action those boot action plays to get Trey in a rhythm, those layup throws. So I just think that I'm not too worried about it. I just think that it's I'm worried, but I'm not because I just think that every time I get worried, Kyle somehow figures it out.
Yeah, I hope he's got Trey Sermon figured out.
He's gone, bro. He's gone, bro.
Hey, Sermon at times had some cool runs yesterday, but when I pulled up his stats, they were just terrible. And
if Trey Sermon runs for like 5 yards, I'm like, oh, let's go. Because I never expect him to get more than like 3 yards on a carry. And John Lynch literally said something ridiculous. He was like, oh, he's been one of our best players. And he just went on and on about it. But then he was like, he just hasn't shown up in the games. That's the point, dude.
Well, that's
you
the whole
gotta
point.
show up in the games. I don't care if you're a good practice.
If Jordan Mason gets cut, if Jordan Mason does not make it back to this team somehow, some way, we riot.
I'm telling you, the way they're talking about him, it sounds like Sermon's gonna make it, and that makes me think they're gonna not put Mason on the team. That's the way.
But nobody knows anything.
No one knows anything.
Nobody knows anything.
They could be lying again for all we know.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's true, Polo. You're right.
Yep.
Does Poe make it?
He has to.
Oh yeah,
he has to.
Oh, Poe makes it.
I don't even
he
think
has
it's
to.
a question.
He will not make it through waivers if he gets cut. I'll tell you that right now. He's gone if we don't keep him on this team.
Poe could easily be their utility guy over Brunskill. That's how I look at it. If not, challenge to be a starter somewhere.
But yeah, I thought it was interesting that what Chris was just talking about, because we were talking about it on my show like a couple days ago. This team is so deep at other positions that I can completely see them trading somebody to get something that they need. And also remember, we're coming after these last few preseason games end. What's going to happen? Teams are going to release guys for not because they're bad players, but just because they just don't have a spot for them or they don't fit their system. That's going to be a prime time. And the 49ers have picked up people at that point. We did last year. If I remember correctly, I'm trying to remember who we picked up at that point at last year. But yeah, we picked up a couple of guys to at least as backups. So it's not over. And that's why I don't worry too much, is because Jimmy's going to be gone soon. And then they're going to have the space to do whatever they need to do. And I'm not really too worried about it.
That's why I was bringing up earlier today in our group chats, Samson Ebukam. I don't know. They're not going to extend him. They just drafted Drake Jackson. I like the way Jackson looks. So he looks really good. They've got Kerry Hyder on the depth chart.
Jordan Willis.
And Teran is also there too. That could be someone they use as a trade asset to go get another player if they want. So.
All who are cheaper than Ebukam as well.
Ebukam looked nice yesterday, though, against the pass rush, man.
They all look nice, though.
He's making $1 million more than the rest of them. He should be looking nice.
Yeah.
Shout out to Miriah on that. Miriah put me on game on that a few weeks ago. She was like, she's like, if there's equal production of all of our edge rushers, they're gonna cut the one who makes the most money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If Ebukam not standing out over these guys, and he's like, might as well keep Drake Jackson Turay, then he's gone. I think of it like Polo said, in a trade or something like that.
But I mean, think about
everybody get your numbers in. About to do the drawing.
Yesterday.
You still got 3 drawings to get done.
Teray was in pretty much the whole game, I think.
He did, yeah.
So was that more of did we put him on display, or are we just on the fence with this dude?
Not sure.
I want to say he's making less than $2 million. I don't think he'd be a trade. I think honestly, at first I didn't think so because of the production he had in 2020. I think the odd man out, honestly, is Kerry Hyder. I think his age and everything and what everybody else has the potential to be, because I think Teray's still pretty young. You look at Jordan Willis; they're both in their mid-20s. So I just don't see them getting cut over Hyder. In my opinion,
I could see Teray getting not getting cut. I could see him get, like I said, getting probably in a trade or something like that, just because he's been there the least amount of time. Kerry Hyder is coming back, and Ebukam has been here. This will be his second season. I believe he's in a contract year, correct?
Yeah, and he's making $6.5 million.
Yep.
But I don't think that money is an issue right now, because when you let go of Jimmy, you just freed up 27 or 26 mil. So
I think
I don't think that money's the issue.
second or third best cap relief after Jimmy's gone.
So I don't think the money's going to be an issue. Like I think it's more about the continuity and that Ebicom's going to have a second year in the system. Kerry Hyder's coming back. He already knows the system. So I just think that Teran might be like John was saying earlier.
Yeah, and there's two guys that I think on base downs that make sense, and it would be Ibukam or a Menahu, right? So I seen a Menahu not set the edge in, I think, the Vikings game. That was pretty blatant. So they're going to want Ibukam to set that edge, to be in base downs, and then I don't think they trust Drake or I don't think they'll put that responsibility on Drake right now. I think they're just going to have him kind of be like pass rushing downs, maybe some base downs if people are tired and stuff like that later on in the game. But I think you're going to see Ibukam be the starter.
Yeah, we have a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, it's a good problem to have.
Yeah,
I think Mariah's got the winner.
Looks like you won, Melissa. Congrats.
Oh, nice.
Congratulations, Melissa.
Let's right now get the next giveaway going. What is it, TL?
Yeah, let me show you real quick. So this is another 2 for 1. So
where's your sparkly dress, bro?
There's a 49er lanyard that has the let me see if I can go up here. That has when the team was established in 1946. So you have that to go with a tumbler that has the same thing. Established in 1946.
Nice. Oh, the tumbler is nice.
Yeah, it's clean, man. So yeah, you get this. You get these two together for our next winner. So
nice.
That's a big.
I was gonna say.
All right, get your next numbers in.
I was staring at the overlay in the background picture, and it's covered because our screens are on there. But
yeah,
I was looking. I was like, "Is that can't be the Space Needle in the background?" Then I was like, "Oh no, that's the Stratosphere. That's Las Vegas." So you got a little 49er Las Vegas background. I get it now. Duh.
Yeah, Tanya, because we're on a time thing. We're already past time. We still got all these damn giveaways to get done. All right, so let's go to John V. Bold prediction for this season. What you got?
12-5.
That's not a bold prediction.
Oh,
yeah, like a bold projection.
That's pretty bold after yesterday.
Like a bold, like something that you think is going to surprise everybody, JV. Like for instance, I said I think 49ers are going to be the number 1 scoring offense this season.
Oh, I think we'll be the top. I think we'll be the top. I think we'll be the second best defense in the league. That's for sure.
Oh, dang. Bashar just posted in the private chat that Panthers quarterback Sam Darnold is being carted off the field with an injury.
Man.
So
I do feel bad for
Matt Corral too.
Man. He's out for the year,
for the season,
Corral suffered that.
Jimmy.
Liz Frank injury, right?
Hey, he's got more value now.
I don't like to hear about injuries, but I mean, Jimmy.
They still have a starting quarterback. They don't need to pay $25 million for a backup. Come on, let's be real here.
Hey, I'm trying to speak it into existence, Miriah. Like, I mean, come on now.
I need reality,
you to stay with me. Stay with me.
Not fake into existence.
No, it's interesting that you brought that up because you hear all this chatter today about bringing Jimmy back for 10 million or whatever as being a backup. And I thought of this as, imagine if they got Jimmy, like, hear me out here before everyone goes crazy. Imagine if they got Jimmy at 10 million, right? And then, since what the problem is from trading Jimmy right now is the salary cap, right? It's like 25 million. No one wants to touch it. They'd rather have him get cut. But imagine if they did re-sign Jimmy, right, for 10 million. Well, at 10 million, other teams could stomach that, right? Because there's a case right now that if Jimmy goes out in the open market, he might just sit there for a while. Because let's say that he has a figure in his mind. Let's say, oh, I'm the starter. I made 100-something million in this league. He's not going to – do you really see Jimmy accepting 6 million, 7 million? Like, if that's the case, if I was Jimmy, I'd just retire.
He might have to. He might have to.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm like, the only way for the Niners to like say, I mean, of course, I don't want this to happen. And if they have some crazy scheme like that where it's like, oh, we'll sign Jimmy, and then they'll just hold on to him, and then if some quarterback goes down, then it's easier to trade him, right, at 10 million than it is at 25 million. I don't want to see that, like I said, because I want Jimmy's ass gone. I don't care if we get a bag of chips for his ass. I want him gone. You know what I
Let
mean?
me ask you
So-
guys. Let
I
me ask
just
you guys
don't
this
see
question.
Jimmy doing us any favors
Yeah.
whatsoever.
Yeah, but
Denise,
the
enter
only-
a new number. Denise,
Yeah.
enter a new number.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying there, but what I'm saying is we're Jimmy's not doing us any favors. It's good for him as well, because say he goes out in the open market and all teams want to do is play. Oh, you know what? We're just gonna give you 7 million right now. We're only gonna give you this low figure right now because we don't really need you, right? And he's just not no. I don't want to go for that, right? So I mean, I don't know. It's far fetched, but it's something to think about.
Yeah,
Well,
I
Swan,
mean,
how
Denise,
much do you
that
think-
number's. Hey, hold on, guys, please. Denise, that number's duplicate. Somebody already entered 45 before you. Please enter a new number.
Yeah, that's what she's saying. Oh, yeah, 45. No, I get what you're saying, but let me ask you guys one thing though. How much do you guys expect a backup to actually make though? You know what I mean? Like anything over
That's what I'm
10 million
saying.
to me is a lot. Like, so I think
Yeah.
there's no choice but to accept that.
yeah, I'm joking about it, but like the reality is we're just finishing up the last games of preseason. There's going to be a whole bunch of backup quarterbacks just released. So
Yeah.
like because not everybody's going to carry three and four quarterbacks on their squad. Like
Thank
so
you, Denise.
it is what it is.
Is that where they're playing right now? Is on MetLife Field? The Panthers? Is that who they're playing?
That would make sense. That place just ends
That
people's
feels
careers.
terrible.
And for the record, the highest paid NFL backups this is last year was you got Taysom Hill at 12 million, you got Andy Dalton at 10 million, Case Keenum at 6 million. So just to give you guys a heads up on
He's
that.
good as Andy Dalton. He's as good as
Yeah,
a-
see, I think Jimmy
Yeah.
could. I think Jimmy could earn 10, 11 million. 2 years on a squad, he'll make 20. He'll make 22 million.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Dollars, and it is what it is, right? So, I think in Pittsburgh they could cut Trubisky and bridge Pickett with Jimmy, right?
Mm.
That makes
They-
sense.
Like
They could.
I talked to some Pittsburgh fans, like D does Sports and Coffee. I don't know if you guys ever listen to it, but on Twitter.
Mhm.
But it's she says that they're very happy with Trubisky. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Man,
Caesar, enter another number. You picked 47. Somebody already has 47. Joel, I appreciate you keeping track of everybody. So bold predictions, the rest of you guys, what you guys have? Chris Polo.
A bold prediction.
And not that Trey Sermon gets cut.
Oh shit. Okay, let me think of another one. Okay.
His bold prediction is he's going to get a mic stand tomorrow.
I have the stand. I need something to screw the stand onto. So get that right. All right. I have the stand. I think that honestly, I'm still gonna say it. I don't care. I just said I'm worried about the line. We're going to the Super Bowl, bro. I don't care. We're gonna play. We're gonna play Buffalo. It's gonna be Niners and Buffalo. I don't care. Tom Brady's slow. He's a tree. Nick Bosa is gonna have like 20 sacks this year. That's my second bold prediction. And then the Rams, Matt Stafford's elbow's cooked. I don't know, dude. Those are the only teams in front of us.
Nice.
That's good. I agree.
It's awesome. I like that.
Swan, what you got?
My bold prediction: we're gonna have 2 Pro Bowlers in the secondary.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know which ones, but it's gonna be 2.
All right. I can
Don't
see
get
that. I
Roscoe.
can see
Don't
that.
get Roscoe in here. He's gonna come in and say it's Ufunga. He's gonna say it's
Yeah.
Ufunga twice.
Tell Noah Hufanga.
Peter, what you got?
That mine is the D line ends up breaking the sack record for a team.
I like that.
And I got another one that Jordan Mason ends up starting by mid-year.
Wow.
All right.
Okay.
What is the
Whoa.
sack record right now? Do you
I
know?
have no idea. It
22
doesn't
and a
matter.
half.
They're gonna break it.
Oh, you talking about for a team? I don't even know what that
Yeah.
is.
The
I don't know.
49ers sack team sack record. I can look it up.
All right. I'm going to pick the winner for this giveaway. And then Bashar, you can give us your
Oh, sure.
bold prediction.
Yeah. So about the sacks. Well, I've been saying. Let me start with the record first, because I've been saying it on my channel. Said it a few times. Number 89 is the winner,
89.
by the way. And I've been saying 11-6 for the season. Some people might think I'm crazy, but I'm going to stick to it. I've been saying it for a few weeks now. And my bold prediction: Drake Jackson gets 10 sacks this season, this rookie
Ooh,
season.
like it.
Okay.
Like how right as you said that, the
Nice.
winning number was. Oh wait, no, never mind. He's 90. Wait, no, he's 95.
He's 95. He's 95.
Yeah. What am I? I'm tripping.
See,
right when
see,
you
we
said
got that connection, man.
Right when you said that, 95 came up.
49ers
happening,
Lakers
dude.
for life. 49ers Lakers
freaking
for life got
happening.
95.
I saw 89
seven-
and I was like, no, they're not getting 89 sacks. Like
72
Hey,
sacks is the
have a
record.
I don't know if anybody said this before,
How
but I'm
much?
thinking I might have made this up.
72 by the 84 Bears.
I got a nickname for Drake Jackson, guys.
What's
I
that?
think I
played
might.
that
I think I
gimmick
might have
better.
to.
Better
I might
be
have to
better
trade.
than a rattlesnake. But I heard that. Better be better than that. Dude.
Okay, here's my nickname for Drake Jackson: the sack pain poppy.
The sack pain poppy.
Champagne Poppy.
Instead of champagne poppy Drake.
Did Tia win again?
Rash.
I think so.
Tia, you're a legend.
I
Damn.
know.
She like lapped me twice by now.
You can't even keep up, JV.
No. Like
Congrats.
she stole my luck.
Oh, your birthday's Sunday. Happy early birthday.
Nice.
You get
Happy birthday.
presents. You get presents from us every month, whether it's your birthday or not. Seems so. Congrats. Is that the last? Do we still have more stuff
That's-
over there?
No, on my end,
Okay.
no, it's done. Yeah, it's
Okay.
over. It's a wrap.
All right.
So-
Oh, hold on.
No, I was
hold
just
on.
gonna say the Bears got 72 sacks in 1984, but they were running the 46 defense where they're putting 6 guys in the line of
That
scrimmage.
defense was so sick.
Nasty.
That-
Yeah.
So
That was
before
the first-
who was
okay.
second? Who was second?
We're gonna do the giveaway for this now.
Oh, my bad.
Grand
Bryant
prize.
Young, autographed, Beckett certificate.
Mm.
So enter your numbers in the chat. We're
That's-
gonna do
that's
it the
Brian
same
Young, you
way.
said?
Yep.
Brian
Oh, that's
Young,
BY.
yep.
Brian
Oh,
Young, Hall of
man,
Famer, baby.
Hall of
I gotta
Famer.
get
Yep.
this. I gotta get this.
You guys should have hit up Davo to do a game where you raffle off all 3 of his Jimmy G jerseys, and everyone has to pick a number to try to not win.
Dabo has a
Miami.
lot of Jimmy jerseys. Is that joke's that's been a running joke, right?
He's got 3 of them.
He got 3 of them.
Wow.
He's such the Jimmy stan. That's why.
Second
Got one
is
for-
71 sacks by the 1989 Vikings.
Man,
Oh, really? Okay.
can it be?
Third is the
manageable?
Bears
Like,
again, 87 Bears with 70.
And the Bears were
So-
killing in the 80s, man.
95 Giants is 68. That's the Strahan year.
They didn't even pass the ball as much. Like I don't know how today's teams aren't getting closer.
No.
49ers record is 61 in 1976.
Damn.
And then they had
They
60
can
in
beat that.
1980.
I think
Their
they can beat
1985 defense is arguably when they beat the Miami Dolphins. That's arguably the best 49er defense ever. So they had 60 sacks in that season.
Yeah. I think we can beat that, to be honest.
I think we can beat that.
Niners have like this.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the Niners have this crazy record in the I think the 89-90 team or the 90-91 team. I think 89-90. 18-0 away. They were 18-0 in a span of 2 years away.
They
How
were sick
crazy,
on the road.
dude! That will never be broken, dude. 18-0 away.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Yeah.
While we have everybody in here before everybody leaves, the first groups, pretty much they're bigger than the rest of us, so people know where to find them already. Let everybody know where to find you guys. Chris Polo, let's start with you. Let everybody know, your new news, what you have going, and where everybody can find you.
You can find me in Arizona,
Might as well
the
start
Bay
another
Area. You can find
podcast.
me in Spain. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, so if you go to my Twitter, it's just Chris Polo 2 underscores. If you go to my link tree, I'm going to start getting some live streams going once I probably find that thing to put a mic stand on. So I'll be doing live streams, talk about the Warriors and the Niners. I am on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and I'm also writing for Niners Empire Stadium Rant, so you can find my articles in the link tree too. And I'm also going to take over their podcast really soon, so I'll add that to the link tree also. Basically, if you go to my Twitter bio, you'll find everything there.
Nice, good stuff. John B, where can everybody find you? What you got going on?
You can find me at the Locker Room Rant with my buddy Nick and Tony. We chop up the league and baseball and just about everything else that goes on. So the Locker Room Rant family, check us out. Appreciate it.
Peter, what you got?
So I am on the Niner Fanatic podcast on YouTube. I broadcast to YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And then you can find it on the audio format on any podcast provider. I'm on all of them. And then you can find me on Twitter at Peter Lucas 8.
How are the podcasts working for you guys? They working? Audio.
Oh, I love it.
Spotify. Do you guys notice growth?
I mean, I would say I don't get too much growth on the audio podcast, but I don't do the ads yet, even though I've qualified for the ads now. Like I use the audio, like I mainly kind of focus on my YouTube page, but yeah, like I don't know. It's easy to just rip the audio and put it on to an audio podcast. So I just put it out as an extra.
Okay.
Oh, okay. How's everybody doing? Oh, Peachy said she's going to start her all new channel, so definitely check out Peachy's new channel when that drops. Okay. Got that comment on the screen, but yeah. It's 49er Minded on YouTube, obviously. It's 49er Minded on Instagram, 49er Minded on Twitter. There's a 49er Minded Facebook group. The .com, 49erminded.com is going to come out soon. I got a really good buddy of mine helping me out with that. What I have lined up, I'm going to be at the home opener September 18th in Seattle. September 17th, I mentioned the guy earlier, the guy who does the Forever Faithful Azteca t-shirts. Ray Pena, the Eye of the Niner. He also puts out 49er rap songs. Great dude, awesome dude. Hit him up on Twitter at Forever Faithful Azteca or Ray Pena on Facebook. And he's putting together his birthday party, and it's just going to be a huge gathering of 49er fans on September 17th in Santa Clara. I'm going to be advertising all the big 49er rappers going to be there. Dave Canal, Heat, 49er dude, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. Nick from Nothing But Niners is going to be there. A few people I know from Twitter are going to be there. So if you guys have any questions about that event on the 17th, if you're going to be at the home opener, the night before, we're going to do that meet and greet and hit me up, and I'll advertise it on my channel and on my social media. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Make sure you guys are in the area going to that game. You go do the meet and greet. Swan, I know you don't have your own channel, but you're a part of our family no matter what. So let us know where to find you.
I'm not trying to be found. What is that? What is those? What's the acronym? IYK?
If you know, you know.
You know.
Yeah. I mean, chances are you watch these channels, you'll see me, while I'm working, around.
I had him on my channel for a post-game show last minute. He did a great job on my channel for the Packers game in the preseason.
I think he came after me today on the on Croc's show.
Yeah,
is that true,
Swan's all over.
I don't even remember.
Maybe. He wants to be incognito.
Yeah, I think so. Was it
last call, everybody got your numbers in for the grand prize giveaway.
I'm also going to address Beto here. You do not want me to do a podcast talking about the Lakers, bro. That is going to annoy every single person that lives in the city of Los Angeles. It's going to annoy Peter. It's going to get Roscoe just out of his mind. Like, if I did that, that would be actually insane. That would be probably the most nasty chat room you would ever see if I ever did a podcast on the Lakers.
Agreed.
Actually, that kind of makes me want to do it, but I don't have the time to do it.
Warriors.
He already talks about the Lakers enough in our chat.
Yeah.
It's hilarious too.
I mean, we'll let you in the club, bro. Like, I mean, just come on through.
Comedy club? You mean Crypto.com Arena? Yeah, they have comedy there all the time.
Yeah, nah. We gonna be back. We gonna be back.
Back in the 8th seed, maybe.
Nah,
I don't know.
Hey, Miriah, I said this before too in Spaces. I have one more that I have for a bold prediction. I think our team as a whole, our defense is going to have more than 15 interceptions as a whole.
Would love
There
to
you
see
go.
that.
There you go. I like that.
that. That plays in my double Pro Bowl pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think I'm talking with the linebackers. I think Fred Warner's going to have a couple. Aziz have a couple. I think everybody in the secondary will have at least 3 apiece. I just have a feeling. I don't know because I mean I know it's preseason. We always say preseason, but we just look like ball hawks this year.
And they were basically saying earlier today that the Seahawks supposedly do really want Jimmy, supposedly. So if he does end up there, that's another 2 to 3 you can add right there. Fred Warner himself.
Yeah,
So,
Fred Warner's gonna go to the Pro. All Pro again.
yeah, you're gonna see next year he will not be behind Bobby Wagner on the list next year after just the 2 games against Jimmy.
Jimmy
They're all
gets
just
on.
gonna stand in the middle of the field.
Jimmy gets on
TL.
Seattle, and then you get your prop bets going for Fred Warner, guaranteed.
Guaranteed an interception when we play Seattle.
Fred Warner's gonna be that meme, you know, the guy sitting behind the tree, going, you know, rubbing his hands. That's Fred Warner.
Hey, TL, I was looking up the 49ers interception team stats. So the record for the 49ers is 39, set in 1986.
39.
Wow.
39
Yeah.
interceptions.
39. Holy
And on
shit.
on
Could
the
you
low end-
imagine?
on the low end, we're looking at 20 from 1974.
goodness.
I don't even see 15 on this list. So
Wait,
you might
what year
want to
was
shoot for
that?
20 or 21 or something.
I'm gonna say 15 because we've been so bad at
I got you,
turnovers
I
as
got
far
you.
as interceptions. I think 15 is pretty fair. I think 15. I feel like and then hopefully we'll see Jimmy Ward sooner than later. But I think Tarvarius Ward. See, I think Tarvarius Ward is going to make the others get interceptions because I feel like they're going to stay away from him. And I think that's where Jimmy Ward, Hufanga, Emmanuel Mosley, Samuel Womack, all them dudes are going to eat. And I see our linebackers getting a couple interceptions too.
I think Womack actually leads this team this season.
I'm ready for
I
it.
think
They gonna
I
pick
think
on him.
Womack. I think that boy is ball hawk material. He could be special, man. I don't want to put the buggy before the horse, but I do believe Womack could be special.
He could.
I think we're
do
seeing
people-
flashes, and it's early. I get it, but I mean he's got something to him, man. I don't know what it is. You know.
So Nico Collins, how big? Nico Collins is like 6'4", like and
On the wide receiver, yeah.
and
Yeah.
and Womack is like what 5'9", and
5'9",
he just
5'10",
had
yeah.
no
Long ass arms, though.
problem.
Long ass arms.
He's
Yeah, he had
5'9", but
no
he's got that
problem
dog in him.
and
So
fighting.
Yeah.
No, I love it.
I
Yeah,
call
he
him
does get the
Samuel.
dog.
I call him Who's the Mac. It's a reference to an old Ice Cube song.
Yeah, Womack looks nice. I'm excited
really
for him.
does.
If he can keep this up like during the regular season, like he's exactly what we needed. All right, I'm
second-
drawing
yeah.
for this finale.
Oh,
What is it? 5.
98.
Oh,
98.
Come on.
That's a high number.
98.
Who wore 98 for the 49ers back in the day? Antonio Goss or something? I don't know.
Jeez, you just pulling one out of left.
98. I should have did a tribute to Alden Smith, bro.
Oh, me too, man. Well, who's close? Who got it?
Oh,
Ty Austin.
nice.
Way to go,
Got the
Ty.
Brian Young. Oh, there you go. Perfect, because he picked Brian Young's
Yeah.
number. So there you go.
Yeah,
Congrats,
I couldn't have
Ty.
to a nicer guy.
Brian Young / Nick Bosa's number.
Brian
Good
Young
dude.
was
Yeah,
like
good dude.
unbeatable on Madden back in Madden
Oh,
'95.
for sure.
Like,
Did you? And
you know-
for those, if you guys haven't seen his Hall of Fame speech, you have to watch Brian Young's Hall of Fame speech.
Oh,
And
yeah.
the
Yeah,
thing
it's
about
Yeah,
what
it
was
was good.
Tearjerker for sure, man.
I cried.
what,
yeah, I
What
cried.
was it?
I'm not afraid to say it.
I'm
Like,
crying right
no.
now, guys. So.
yeah.
I'm always crying. You guys already know. So
They've been playing
Miriah.
all this. They've been playing all this Kobe stuff on Twitter for like months now, and it's like, and yeah, it gets me every time.
Yeah.
What's crazy about Brian Young is that, you know, even after his injury, he was still freaking dominant. He had a
Oh, for sure.
titanium rod in his leg. Like, dude,
Mhm.
yeah.
like even after that, he still was dominant.
I have
Yes,
a touchdown
sir.
around on my leg too, so I know the feeling.
And you
Um,
dominate. So
In 98, so somebody just said Julian Peterson, which was a great player.
That's
Oh,
what
And
yeah,
somebody,
I remember
somebody,
him.
somebody I thought of, and rest in peace to him, Paris Harrelson.
oh, he was
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
number 98. Paris Harrelson was number 98.
Paris
There you go.
Harrelson, yep.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's-
congrats,
Didn't he
Ty.
Great
just
show.
pass away? Didn't he just pass away within the last year or two?
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
was
he
saying. Yeah, that's
did.
why. Yeah,
Yeah.
he died from I forgot what, but yeah, he passed away. He was my age, which is crazy, man.
It's sad.
But yeah, congrats, Ty. I appreciate all your support. I know you're one of the ones that's always in all the chats, supporting everybody. So it is
That's
greatly
awesome.
appreciated. It's good to. I appreciate everybody that's always winning and winning and winning, but to see it go to somebody that hasn't won something yet, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So just DM me, Ty, on Twitter and send me your address. Send me your address and I'll get it sent out to you this week. Before we head out of here, I just want to say again, I appreciate all of you, everybody in the chat, everybody that was a guest, this whole panel, the panels prior. You guys have all been awesome. This has been a lot of fun. Closing thoughts, TL? Got anything?
Yeah, no, I just want to tell you guys, I love all you guys, and this is sincere, man. You guys have done a lot for us. You guys are consistent, staying on the show, showing support. I try to support your guys' show just as much. If I don't watch it live, excuse me, if I don't watch it live, I at least try to watch it afterwards or whatever the case may be. So yeah, you guys are all awesome. I love that I've made some 49er fan. I don't even call you guys friends. You guys are family to me, and that's keeping it a buck, man. Like you guys have, we've been, it's funny how I haven't seen any of you guys in person, but I feel like you guys are family just because of how much we talk, whether it's in the chats, on spaces, you coming on our show, whatever the case may be. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you guys one day in person. Hopefully you guys can come to Vegas one day. Everybody comes to Vegas. So y'all come to Vegas, just hit me up, man. Just hit me up. As you see with Wayne, I went and picked him up from the airport. So yeah, you guys just hit me up, man. And yeah, I'm looking at this list here, and Tia, you won 4 gifts, so congratulations! Like, you're killing it, man. You're killing it with all these, with your number picking. So yeah. But from the bottom of my heart, man, I appreciate you guys, like honestly. So
yeah, I'll be in Vegas actually the weekend of the home opener before I fly back to the Bay for the home opener. So it's okay. I'll just show up at the house. You don't have to invite me or anything. I'll stay at your place.
Cool. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Thanks.
Yeah,
He'll show up to Vegas with microphone in hand.
What day is this? What day is this? So just make sure I just want to make sure I'm not home.
Yeah. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be on the 15th, the 16th, and the 17th. So you're
September?
good. Yeah. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's all good. Like I can even use the bathroom when you're gone. It's all good. Like I'll just bring a sleeping bag and
just help yourself, man. I got Blue Moon in the fridge. I got some tequila. Just go ahead.
And I'm not cleaning anything, so it's all good when you get
back. Guests don't have to clean. What do you mean?
Well, if you're not cleaning anything, make sure you hide my gun so I don't shoot you.
Yeah, all good.
No, it's all good, man. Yeah, no, but on seriously, if you guys ever come, just let me know, man. I have no issue picking you guys up from the airport. Just let me know in advance so you don't have to Uber and all this other stuff. And it's just, we'll go out to eat, go have some drinks, whatever the case may be. I get free show tickets, like to comedy shows and stuff like that.
Okay,
so let me know, man.
Cool.
Yeah,
okay, watch out.
So let me know, man.
Yeah, for sure.
It's been a great year. It's been a fun show, fun episode. But I'll promise you all this right now. It's going to be an even better year coming up. So everything that we did this year, it's going to get bigger, better. Make sure you subscribe, tell your friends. Let's get this family growing. The bigger the family grows, the more we can do for you guys. So it's all just a cycle. We appreciate each and every one of you for being here. All my great panel, the whole chat. Much love to you guys. Everybody stay safe. Have a great weekend. We'll see you guys next week.
Much love, fam.
Go Niners. Congratulations, guys.
I love y'all. Hey, me back in 200.
Yep.